Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 412, number 412 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow, folks, is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And I'm also on Gab, folks, the Twitter alternative. You can go ahead and sign up there for free. It's the Twitter alternative, folks, free speech forum out there. You can get there by typing in your browser gab.ai. And I'm on that particular social media platform at the same name. PoliticsGhost is the name. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Today was the day that Janet Yellen came out and basically said what the Federal Reserve was going to do. And, folks, what have I been saying? What have I been saying? I've been telling everybody, folks, that I sold off. I'm sitting on cash. Cash is king, and let me tell you, the Federal Reserve pretty much solidified that at this point in time. All right, and let me tell you, even though we only saw a drop that would be considered modest considering the Fed's interest rate hike, and not to mention, they not only raised it, folks, and they raised it 0.25% increase, and they suggested that they're going to have 3 increases in fiscal year 2017. So that says to me, folks, that they're going to start reining in all that outstanding currency that's been printed because of stimulus packages, because of quantitative easings. Folks, I said it, and I said it, and I said it. The prognosticator or prognosticator strikes again. Now, there's a lot of bottom feeders in this damn market once the Federal Reserve released its interest rate hike, folks. First and foremost, the dollar has spiked. Treasuries have spiked, especially short-term treasuries, folks, spiked through the roof here. And what have I been saying? I've been saying it. I told you. I told all of you, man. Cash is king right now. Everything is going down. And let me tell you, in my personal opinion, I'm rather shocked that we didn't see a little bit more decrease in the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. In my particular opinion, I believe that these investors don't know their ass from their elbow. And once the Federal Reserve released their interest rate hikes, and of course the future potential interest rate hike for fiscal year 2017, Janet Yellen came out, said some things, had a press conference. And let me tell you something about Janet Yellen. She was talking a bunch of economic hyperbole, but what I read in that was that she was basically subtly alluding to the fact that participants in the market may be a little bit over speculative particularly as it pertains to the equities market. She didn't directly say it, but you could definitely tell that the press corps there that was asking her questions were definitely trying to pick at her, because even they know that this market is just ridiculous. All right? I mean, let me tell you something. I've been watching the business channels all across the board this morning. I've been waiting for this. I'm telling you, I'm celebrating right now because it solidifies what I've been talking about, baby, that cash is king. That's why you're seeing decreases in everything today except for the dollar, because the dollar's valuable, baby. What have I been saying? What have I been saying, man? Anyway, let me continue going on here. Aside from the interest rate hike of 2.5%, I personally believe that was an olive branch thrown by the Federal Reserve to the Trump administration, because I personally believe that the Federal Reserve was going to raise the interest rate at least a couple of percent, maybe 2-3%. I even thought possibly 5-10%. But this quarter interest rate hike is something that, in my personal opinion, is an olive branch to the Trump administration. And you could tell in a lot of the economic hyperbole that Janet Yellen was saying during the press conference, she was rather hawkish in her perspective of potential re-examinations of certain tax codes and re-examinations of certain economic policies, so on and so forth. And I personally believe that the Federal Reserve are anticipating some decent economic policies that are going to come from the Trump administration that are going to bring up labor markets, which has been a concern. It was news to me, but according to Janet Yellen, it's been a concern of the Federal Reserve and Janet Yellen in general that the labor markets were just far too low. And in the press conference, she even alluded to the fact that there potentially could use a tad bit more stimulus, which I completely disagree with. But she called for stimulus when labor markets were at even higher unemployment rates than this current situation. So, I mean, you've got a whole bunch of different economic hyperbole being thrown out there. I personally believe that Janet Yellen is a little hawkish here. For them to push the dots back for 3 instead of 2 for fiscal year 2017, that says to me that they're going to wait and see kind of attitude and gradually increase these interest rates, which in my personal opinion says to me that they are olive branching out to the Trump administration. And I think that this has a lot to do with the Federal Reserve wanting to continue to sustain the continuity of autonomy as it pertains to the monetary policy of the United States of America. At least you should know, the Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. All right, they are a private institution that has been chartered by the United States government to be in charge of the monetary policy. So they can raise interest rates at will. They can do anything at will. Now, as the interest rates were being announced today, I saw a lot of different former Federal Reserve Board governor members. I saw a lot of people that are affiliated with the Federal Reserve overemphasizing that Trump should not impugn upon the independence of the Federal Reserve. And a lot of these governors of the Federal Reserve were alluding to the fact that they were not particularly happy about his rhetoric about potentially auditing the Federal Reserve, which in essence relinquishes the autonomy of the Federal Reserve and rips up the charter that was enacted in 1913. So, once again, this is an olive branch, in my personal opinion, from the Federal Reserve to the Trump administration. I think that we're going to see a continued contraction in the markets. I mean, if you take a look at the chart today in all of the index composites, doesn't matter which one you look at, once the Federal Reserve released their interest rate hike, you started seeing a lot of helter-skelter, not knowing what to do. I mean, the chart looked completely whacked out of its mind after the announcement of the Federal Reserve interest rate hike. And the reason is, folks, is because the investment community does not know how to react to this. They don't know how to react to this, folks. And let me tell you, I think that there needs to be a little bit more of a correction that we saw today. And I think that correction is going to gradually bring itself into play as we get closer to the end of the year. And as the end of the year happens, folks, and we start getting into the fiscal year 2017, we start seeing fourth quarter results, I think that we start seeing more and more contraction in the market. Because as I've stated, folks, there's nothing justifying excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freaking curse. I'm sorry. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. And when I say it's stupid, there's nothing justifying. I mean, listen, I'm sorry for cursing, first and foremost. If I divergenize your ears, well, tough titty. The bottom line is, folks, people in the business channels and, the people, the talking heads in the business channels, they were actually trying to champion Dow Jones Industrial's 20,000 points today. I mean, don't get me wrong. We were flirting with it, but I was going to eat my shoe if we hit friggin' 20,000 Dow Jones Industrial. I mean, there's no justification for this, man. What are these investment community people smoking? I have no idea. I mean, you see, folks, I've been calling this for a long time. I'm telling you, I'm sitting on a lot of cash. I'm celebrating today. If you're sitting on cash, you made money today. You believe it or not. I know it's hard to factor in because, it's a lot of on-paper type of value. But if you were sitting on cash today, you made money. And the proof is in the contraction of all the prices across the board. This includes equities, commodities, all across the board. Because now the value of the dollar is that much more prominent. And it didn't just take the Federal Reserve to raise an interest rate 0.25%. All right? I mean, they've been taking profits in U.S. dollars in Europe and Japan and all these other unstable markets at this point in time, because right now, as I've stated it 1,000 times, I've been saying it since March, for Christ's sake, that cash is king. And cash is going to be king at least for the next year, possibly 2 years, especially after they put out the dots of the potential rate hikes for the next fiscal years of 2017, 2018. I mean, they're announcing they're going to announce 3 different rate hikes for 2017. Now, whether that's 0.25%, whether that's 0.5%, whether that's 10%, who knows? It depends on exactly what economic policy is being laid forth by Donald Trump, and if the damn Congress will allow Donald Trump to implement these economic policies that are going to create the jobs necessary to bring up the employment market so that we can have a full economy once again, for heaven's sake. Jesus Christ, man.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Anyway, I'm glad that this market did not go to 20,000. Because if it did, I think that the over-speculation that we're already seeing in the market, folks, I mean, I said it yesterday, this investment community is smoking crack. I mean, there's no other justification for this. And I'm telling you, when the fourth quarter earnings come out, I think that this damn market takes an even more bigger of a header. More bigger of a header. I don't see anything justifying this crap. This is over-speculation. I've been saying it. I'm going to continue to say it. And let me tell you, that's why I've said I've liquidated all of my equities with the exception of things that I potentially have held on for 10-plus years or more, all right, because even if a major contraction happens, you're not going to lose too much in long-term investments in that capacity. But anything thereafter, just cash it out right now, take profits, hold the cash. That's what I've been saying, baby. Real estate, the same thing. Now, listen, the real estate market is going to start seeing the ripple effects of this interest rate hike, and it's not just because of the lending. It's going to be because, folks, there is a maturity on a given financial instrument relating to the mortgage process that is much similar to what was known in 2008, 2009 as the subprime mortgage instrument, meaning that the subprime mortgage instrument allowed a potential homeowner to sign on the dotted line and they would pay a certain level of mortgage, which potentially was a small percentage of principal, small percentage of interest for a good 4 to 5 years. Then once that maturity date, whatever it was on the paper, comes into fruition, then all of a sudden the mortgage of that individual doubles or triples, and unbeknownst to them, because most people don't read what they're goddamn signing, you've got a lot of people that are just holding the bag there, not knowing what to do, can't afford their mortgages, and that's exactly what kind of rippled the effects of the 2008-2009 crash in the real estate market. And let me tell you, there is an instrument like that has been widely distributed in this country that is much like the subprime. The only difference is that there is no subprime in this instrument. You're paying nothing but interest for the first 4 to 5 years, depending on how you negotiated your mortgage. Nothing but interest for 4 to 5 years. Then once that maturity date comes to fruition, all of a sudden they're gonna add on the principal onto your mortgage, and as a result, it's going to double or triple a mortgage. And there's a lot of those folks that are going to start maturing here come 2017, folks. All right, and we're going to start seeing the ripple effects there. We're going to start seeing the ripple effects in the interest rate hikes. We're going to start seeing the ripple effects on the bank lending. We're going to start seeing a lot of things. All right. So as I'm stating, there is nothing justifying even the current levels of these indexed composites. Nothing. And even, I was glad to hear Janet Yellen kind of alluding to the kind of the stuff that I've been talking about here for the past freaking 3 or 4 months. I'm glad somebody at the Federal Reserve knows what the hell they're talking about. I got to give props to Janet Yellen. How come none of the feminists ever talking about Janet Yellen? Huh? How come they never talk about Janet Yellen, being, a literal major figure and not just economics in America, globally? I mean, what this woman says literally has ripple effects economically, not just here domestically, but on a global scale. But, of course, I guess, Janet Yellen doesn't count or something. I don't know. But, look, I don't mean to be digressing here. But the point is that I'm glad that we're witnessing some financial maturity coming out of the Federal Reserve. I thought, in my personal opinion, that they were going to stick it to Trump. They were going to raise it about 3 or 4%, maybe 5, possibly 10. I mean, it's not like they haven't done it before, folks. They've done it. But this 0.25, in my personal opinion, is an olive branch to the Trump administration, and it's up to the Trump administration to be able to negotiate with Congress, whatever the hell those stupid jokesters want, to be able to fulfill this economic policy that has been touted and promised throughout the campaign. And we shall wait and see, folks. I am optimistic, first and foremost. I believe that if there's any kind of retention or any kind of hesitation in potentially passing any Trump's economic policies through the House or Senate, I think that the people are going to rebuke the people that are potentially causing a rift in making America great again. And that's just my personal opinion, folks. All right? So once again, we're seeing a slight dip in these markets, but I think it's going to be a gradual dip. I think that what the Federal Reserve has done here, it gave a little bit of a shock to the market, but not too much of a shock. I think investment fundamentals are now going to start coming to play. I think people are going to read today's activity. They're going to look at the charts today, which are completely erratic once the Federal Reserve raised the quarter point, and they're going to say that what really is keeping this market up? What is it? There's nothing. And I think that you're going to start seeing people cash out, especially now that they're going to start reading into the spike in the value of the dollar. And let me tell you what, I mean, if you were holding any cash today, I mean, you made money. I mean, I told you cash was king. Didn't I say that? I've been saying it, baby. The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. Why do you think they call me the badass of business, baby? You understand that? I'm the badass of business. You want to know why? Because I know way more than those clowns on Wall Street The only difference is that I don't have a bunch of goofy people that have given their life savings so that I can go and play around with it like I know something. And that's literally what Wall Street is about. They've got people's retirements, and they're messing around with it. It's a freaking game to those stupid jerk dicks. That's why you don't see any kind of financial fundamentals in the market anymore. And I think that was alluded to also by Yellen. Let me tell you something. I have a whole new respect for Janet Yellen after her press conference. If you did not listen to it, I mean, it may go over your heads, a lot of economic hyperbole, but let me tell you something. I'm a dork like that. I like economics. I like markets. I like stocks. I like business. I love money. I love capitalism. And it was refreshing, to say the least, that somebody in the Federal Reserve finally gets it. And I thought it was a very, very mature press conference by Janet Yellen. And you know what? Props to Janet Yellen. I'm serious. I'm telling you that right now. I don't say very many comments about women leaders, women this or women that. And it's not because I don't want to. It's because, with all due respect, many of them, if not most of them, have been completely incompetent. I mean, I could start with Hillary Rodham Clinton. I could start with Angela Merkel. I can the broad they got impeached in Brazil, for heaven's sake. I mean, I can go on and on. But I can tell you, Janet Yellen kind of gets it here, and I'm glad. All right? I'm glad that the Federal Reserve just raised it 0.25%, because I think this is an olive branch to the Trump administration. And I'm looking forward to the economy here to come, folks. I am optimistic. But I'm not optimistic about the equities market. I can tell you that right now. Now, I know there was a lot of folks waiting and thinking that this was going to crash about 300 or 400 points. This is not going to be one of those crashes just yet, folks. What's going to happen is you're going to start seeing a gradual correction happen to the market, because people are going to finally start coming to their senses. They're going to see how much the value of the dollar is. Hey, man, when the dollar is valuable, you want to put that in your pocket. You know what I mean? You want to cash out and buy something else at a cheaper price, or what is deemed cheaper, because the value of the dollar is that much more valuable. So I think that we're going to see a gradual decline here in the market, folks. And the only thing that potentially, from now until the end of the year, that could potentially bring any kind of spikes in the market is any kind of good news from any earnings from some company, better than expected earnings, good news from some tech company, or some big huge merger, some big deal. I mean, that's the only thing I can see that's going to spike this market from now until the end of the year, because in my personal opinion, I think we're going to gradually see this correction. And I'm serious. I mean, you know, it's about time that the investment community stops smoking crack and comes back down to reality, all right? Anyway, folks, once again, we've got the Dow Jones Industrials, folks, reacting to the Federal Reserve's quarter-point interest rate. It is down today 118.68 points, a percentage decrease of 0.60%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrials at 19,792.53 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. And look, that's why they weren't putting out the party hats on Wall Street. That's why they weren't breaking out the celebration champagne. Everybody who understood the fundamentals of the market knew this wasn't going to freaking hit 20,000, for Christ's sake. You know, it's all a bunch of young pricks that were the talking heads on the business channels. They were like, no, I'm waiting for that 20,000. We're going to hit it. Stupid young people, man. You see, and then when they lose in the market, when the crash finally happens and these young people lose everything, they want to blame the market. You know what I'm saying? They want to blame everybody else except their own stupid, over-speculative selves, all right? And look, I'm not saying I wasn't there at one point in time, but I wasn't stupid. I'll tell you that right now, all right? Anyway, once again, Dow Jones Industrials closing out 19,792.53 points. Jesus Christ. Anyway, S&P down today 18.44 points, a percentage decrease of 0.81%, closing out the S&P at 2,253.28 points for the S&P 500. I'm telling you, these goddamn index composites are still inflated. I just, give me a break. Just wait and see till the investors start realizing that, oh, well, that value of the dollar is really, really good right now. I'm going to go ahead and cash out and just go hold my cash and see what's going on around here. Stupid idiots. Anyway, we got NASDAQ The NASDAQ is down today 27.16 points, a percentage decrease of 0.50%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,436.67 points for the NASDAQ composite, folks. All right. Let's go ahead and continue. What else we got going on here? Let's get to the commodities now. Once again, what did I tell you? If we see an interest rate hike, everything was going to go down in value because the value of the dollar is that much more higher, for heaven's sake. So anyway, let's continue on. We've got these commodities here, and let me tell you, energy took it on the teeth today, man. Energy took it on the teeth. Because, look, even if they're cutting production, all right, at least in the commodity sector, the commodities traders understand fundamentals of markets. If the value of the dollar is going to go up, that means the price of the commodities are going to go down, minus any kind of shortage in supply, which artificially creates, or not really artificially, it just creates, by consequence creates a higher price because of demand. So as a result, that's what we're seeing here in the energy sector, regardless of what OPEC was trying to say for the past couple of weeks, that they were going to go ahead and cut production. Let's go ahead and get to the energy, all right? Energy is down today. WTI sweet crude, which is the crude oil that's consumed here in America, it is down today $2.21. A percentage decrease of, get this, man, 4.17% decrease on the day. I mean, good God. I told you, you want to sell off, man. I mean, I knew that the Federal Reserve was going to raise something. I even alluded to the fact that they could just potentially raise a small amount, which could help the economy, which could kind of soften the blow, which is exactly what has happened here. But, you really don't know what the Federal Reserve was going to do. You can't read their minds. I mean, you can only read what the minutes they put out and the talks that they have. That's all you can do. Anyway, we got Brent crude, folks. It is also down today, $2.03. A percentage decrease of, get this, 3.64% decrease on the day. I mean, good God. Good God. Anyway, let's get back to energy. Gasoline also slipped today. It's down 1.20%. Natural gas is the only thing up in today's energy sector. Natural gas is up 2.79% increase on the day for natural gas. I'm telling you, it's feast or famine with that commodity there, folks. Feast or famine. Heating oil also down. 1.93% decrease for heating oil. I'm telling you, folks, when the value of the dollar goes up, everything's going to come down in price. The only thing that isn't going to come down in price is anything that has any level of scarcity. That's it. Anyway, we got precious metals. Let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals. We've got gold down today, folks, $14.40. A percentage decrease of 1.24% decrease on the day, closing out gold at $1,144.60 per troy ounce of gold. I'm telling you, man, everything's going to go down, man. The value of the dollar goes up, everything comes down. It's strictly fundamental finance. Good God, what happened to that? What happened to that? I guess the investment community started smoking crack. I mean, that's all I could say. Anyway, let's get to silver. Silver is down today. And, the ironic thing about the metals, if you take a look at the day's chart, they were actually up on the day. Once Janet Yellen increased the interest rates, or the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by a quarter point, look at that chart just come crashing down. I'm telling you, look at that. Unbelievable. Anyway, silver down today 9 cents. A percentage decrease of 0.51%, closing out silver at $16.89 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper up today very modestly, up 0.08%, and platinum, whoever the hell's buying platinum, it is down today 0.04% decrease on the day for platinum. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture, folks. Now, Once again, as I stated, the increase in the value of the dollar should decrease the value of most commodities. Now, the only commodities that are not going to go down in value are those that have a certain level of scarcity. So let's go ahead and see what happens here in the markets of agriculture. Let's get to the grains. Corn up today, 0.28%. We've been talking about the scarcity in corn. Wheat also up today, 0.12% increase for wheat. We've talked about the scarcity in wheat, folks. We've got oats. Now, oats have been flying high for a long period of time. I particularly believe that this is the investors cashing out, taking profits, and that's the decrease that we're witnessing today in oats. Oats is down today, 1.18% decrease for oats. Rough rice is also down today, 0.82% decrease for rough rice. Soybean is down today, 0.41% decrease for soybean. Soybean oil is up miraculously, 0.38% increase for soybean, and canola is up modestly, 0.04% increase for canola. Now let's get to the soft, shall we? Now we talked about cocoa, which is the base for chocolate. It was up a couple of percent and change yesterday. That has certainly not changed today. Cocoa is up today, 1.14% increase on the day for cocoa. So that means that if you thought that you were going to be able to have a sweet tooth, you know, if you're going to be able to have some kind of a sweet tooth going on this holiday season, it may cost you, to say the least. I'm taking a look at these damn prices of cocoa. They may cost you. But let's get to coffee, shall we? Coffee.
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude.
Shut up, you stupid freaking hipster freaking loser. Anyway, coffee is still up. It's rising high. Once again, it is up today, 0.91%. Looks like none of those coffees are going to go down at Starbucks for all you stupid, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten, long-haired, bearded-out fruit bowl hipsters. Let's get to sugar. Now, sugar is taking a massive, massive free fall. And, you know, this may offset the potential increases in cocoa because sugar has just massively been decreasing for the past several days, and that is no different today. Sugar is down, 3.06% decrease on the day for sugar. Damn, that's harsh. Anyway, let's get to orange juice. Orange juice is down modestly, 0.30% decrease on the day. Cotton is also down today, 0.79% decrease on the day. Let's get to lumber. Lumber is up modestly. It is up 0.16% increase on the day. And good God, somebody tell me what's going on with rubber. I mean, I'm not a rubber investor here, okay? I'm not somebody who goes out and thinks, you know what a good play is there, Mac? A good play is putting a good 10 G's in rubber. You know, because everybody's got to use rubbers out here when they're out here doing the body slapping horizontal mambo out here for the holidays. You know, when their bodies are slapping out there when Jesus' birthday and all that. Just shut up. Look, I want to know what the hell's going on with rubber here. Rubber was up yesterday 4 and change percent. Today, rubber is up again 4.5%. Excuse me, 4.52% increase on the day for rubber. Almost 5%. 4.52% increase for rubber, for Christ's sake. So what is this? Is this something that is a new play for the holidays? Is that it? I mean, everybody's investing in rubber because potentially people are going to be using an abundance amount of prophylactics during this time. I don't get it. I don't know. Somebody needs to give me the 411 on this because, I mean, I literally have looked at this go up 9% in 2 days. I would have liked a piece of that. You know, I would have liked a piece of that profit, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got ethanol. It is down dramatically today. It is down 3.61% decrease on the day. Let's get to livestock. Now, we saw modest increases in livestock yesterday, folks, but today it goes the way of most commodities. Live cattle is down today, 0.24% decrease on the day. And look, I personally believe it's a lack of demand. I just can't believe that people are not feeding their children beef anymore. I can't believe people are not eating beef in general, for Christ's sake. I mean, I eat beef at least 5 times a week, if not more, if I can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to squeeze a fish in then every now and then because actually there's a study that came out in the New England Medical Journal about a decade ago that if you eat fish at least once a week, it decreases your chance of a heart attack by at least 50 to 60%. And that's based on statistical data over a 10 or 15-year period of individuals that were being followed around about this subject. So anyway, listen, I'm just saying that you need beef so that you can energize yourself to go on throughout the day. You know, if you're going out throughout the day and you're having headaches and you're tired and you don't feel good and you can't go through your workday, it's because you're not eating right, you're not nourishing your body. Eat some goddamn beef, for Christ's sake. Anyway, with that being said, once again, live cattle is down today, 0.24% decrease on the day. Let's get to cattle feeder. Cattle feeder futures are down today, 0.99%, almost a percent decrease for cattle feeder. And, folks, lean hogs, what I've been telling you about the lean hog futures, we saw a little bit of profit-taking yesterday. Today, we're seeing them up today very modestly, but still up amidst a crashing market here. I would say a flash crash, you could call this. Lean hogs are up today, 0.04% increase on the day. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me on this Wednesday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. All right? And as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to go through the day's broadcast. We're going to discuss a lot of different subject matters here. Obviously, we're going to talk Donald Trump news, folks, because we need to continue to disseminate information that contradicts the outright lies and just slanderous lies and hypocrisy that is being pumped out the talking heads on the mainstream media. We're going to talk a little bit about how Reince Priebus floated around the idea of shaking the White House press corps. So I've been talking about that, folks. I'm glad he's finally came out and made it public. So anyway, we're going to talk about a lot of different things here. But before I do, let me go ahead and take a swig of some of this. I'm not going to advertise the scotch anymore because, you know, I used to be a fan of Johnny Walker Blue Label until I realized that Johnny Walker was pro-migrant crisis. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to promote anything that's going to, promote wild Yehudis from conquering Europe. I mean, let me tell you something. I know that these Europeans pretty much allowed themselves to be put in the position they're in by accepting socialism, but we just can't watch as a bunch of wild Yehudis come in and completely eliminate the culture that gave so much to Western civilization. I'm talking all of Europe, Germany, Britannia, France, Sweden. I mean, all the European nations have contributed to the artistic expression, the literature, the political philosophy in general. I'm just saying. I mean, we just cannot sit here and watch this happen.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Anyway, digressing, that's why I no longer drink Johnny Walker Blue Label, oh yeah! Because I'm telling you this right now, I'm not promoting anything that's going to be promoting wild Yehudis conquering nations and under the disguise of refugee transplantation. I mean, what a bunch of crap. All right, what a bunch of crap. Anyway, I want to go ahead and say cheers to everybody who's listening in here, and I want to say cheers to the folks that listened and heed my call and cashed out of this market and sat on cash. Now, I'm telling you, if you're sitting on cash, you made money today. You made serious capital if you're sitting on cash today, baby. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you, and we're going to see a gradual decrease in the market because I personally believe that people are going to come down to their senses and, they're going to stop smoking crack and they're going to realize that there's nothing justifying this goddamn market inflated goddamn index composite rates, for Christ's sake. There's nothing justifying it. So anyway, let me go ahead and take a swig of this. It's Scotch single malt, age 15 years. You know what it's about, baby. Cheers. Cheers to the Trump train. Cheers to the capitalist army. And cheers to Donald Trump, the man who has brought in the capitalist revolution. Cheers, baby. Cheers. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Before I get to Twitter shout-outs, let's go ahead and get right into Donald Trump having a meeting with the tech CEOs of Silicon Valley, the oligarchs. Very, very interesting meeting, folks. I saw a little bit of a glimpse of it before the press corps was, the media people that were covering Trump were ushered out of the meeting. He was meeting, of course, with Peter Thiel, the major oligarchs in Silicon Valley. He has now named Elon Musk, of all people, as an advisor now. And, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. So you know what Trump's trying to do? He's trying to co-opt some of these folks so that, all this hoopla that's being pushed forth by the CIA to delegitimize the election of Donald Trump can be just put to sleep. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm serious. I'm tired of even having to have this as a debate that, I don't know if Donald Trump is legitimately the president. He won by an overwhelmingly abundant amount of electoral votes. I mean, what is he? He was 306. Is that what he won by? I mean, it's unprecedented, man. Give me a break. All right? Based on the Electoral College, Hillary Clinton got her ass whooped. All right? That's all there is to it. I'm tired of having the CIA, and let me tell you something about the CIA, okay? It's obvious. It's more than obvious, CIA, that all of your operatives are basically in the media talking head chairs because, you could not make this more obvious. I mean, I have never seen the media carry water for the CIA in my life. I mean, I'm not joking around. I mean, being defensive about the CIA. I mean, did you hear that stupid wannabe hipster Keith Olbermann, for Christ's sake? This asshole is trying to claim that because Trump doesn't believe the CIA, that somehow Trump is committing treason. I mean, do you see what kind of far stretch these damn liberals are talking about? You know who's committing treason? Christine Pelosi. That's who's committing treason. She is an elector who has a mother who's in Congress right now. That's a conflict of interest. She's an elector in the Electoral College that's trying to organize the electors out there in the Electoral College to revolt against the vote to vote for Trump. I'm telling you this right now. This is a disgrace. That's treason. Christine Pelosi, what she's doing, organizing the electors in the Electoral College to usurp the people's will. That's treason. Do you understand me? That's treason. Why don't you open up your freaking eyes, or what? Those glasses that you have them behind there, Oberman, are they clouding your sight, for Christ's sake? That's treason. I'm telling you, these leftists make me sick. They make me sick. I'm telling you, Christine Pelosi is committing utter treason. Not only does she have a conflict of interest in why she's an elector in the Electoral College, and she has a mother who was once now she's still the Senate minority, or excuse me, the congressional minority leader there, for Christ's sake. She's a minority leader in Congress still, for Christ's sake. It just makes me sick, man. I mean, these liberals are trying everything, and they're holding water for the CIA. I mean, do you remember, folks, once upon a time when the leftists didn't like the CIA and would utilize all the black operations that have been plagued throughout history that were conducted by the CIA? They would always use that as fodder to prove and virtue signal their perspective. Do you remember when the left used to do that all the goddamn time?
oh, well, you're not understanding, the CIA, they really messed up Nicaragua, and they brought in this.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
Oh, yeah, the CIA, they really messed up Colombia, and they really made it.
Yeah, we know that. We know, all right? I know you've made it clear for the past 30 years all the atrocities the CIA has conducted. Believe me, I know. You liberals have been mouthing it off for 30 years, but now that the CIA is doing something in your stupid fruitbowl leftist favor, all of a sudden the CIA is this godsend organization. What a bunch of crap. Good God, I can't believe liberals are this stupid. Anyway, folks, look, I better calm my ass down. I want to say once again, Trump has had a meeting today with the tech CEOs named Elon Musk as an advisor. So I'm telling you, he's co-opting everybody out here. He's putting the pieces in place so that we can make America great again and create jobs. And when the job market is flourishing, folks, and there's money circulating around the United States of America, that's when you can generate wealth. What people need to realize is that the reason we don't have jobs in this country is because the majority of the folks that are supposed to be representing us in Congress are not representing us in Congress. You know what they're representing? They're representing an international bureaucratic institution, and that's the UN, that's the EU, that's the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, all these global institutions. That's who these damn bureaucrats that are in Washington today that are supposed to be representing our will, that's what they're doing, and that's why we have imbalanced trade deals. That's why we're in $20+ trillion in debt. That's why our goddamn government is in complete, utter disarray. That's why public sector jobs outweigh private sector jobs. It's an utter disgrace. These people made it this way. These stupid, power-hungry autocrats that we sent to Washington, they're the ones that caused this. And it's no coincidence why they are trying to act steadfast in trying to stop Donald Trump, even though he has already been the president-elect. I mean, I'm talking both sides of the political aisle. Democrat, Republican, they're trying to stop him. And the reason they're trying to stop him, folks, is because their little gravy train of being career bureaucrats and pandering to a bunch of rich folks that'll just stuff their campaign contribution accounts with money as long as they pass laws and implement policy that's in favor of those who donate to their campaign contribution account. That is over. And these bureaucrats, they don't want that gravy train to be over, because how else are they going to get rich? I mean, you just imagine these idiots that are in bureaucratic office right now, that's all they've done. That's all they've done was become a goddamn political bureaucrat. They're anticipating getting millions and millions of dollars in their campaign contribution accounts. That's what these political bureaucrats live for. And now Donald Trump is going to take that and put it to an end. Of course these damn bureaucrats are going to try everything tooth and nail to stop him. That's why you have the establishment bureaucrats on both sides of the aisle trying to stop Donald Trump, because their gravy train is about to come to an end, and it rightfully should. It rightfully should, for Christ's sake. So anyway, folks, without any further ado, I want to go ahead and take a step back and just want to reiterate to you individuals that are listening, especially to my voice right now, you are on the internet, all right? You don't even need to listen to these talking heads at this point in time. You understand that? I mean, what's the problem here? I'll tell you what the problem is. That people are so goddamn lazy, they'd rather sit on a goddamn couch and flip channels of a goddamn cable programming system. You see, that's why they call it cable programming. They're programming your asses to think what they want you to think. But you see, folks, if you're here on the internet, you're listening to me right now, then you have the ability to be able to independently obtain your own information, your own news. Double check it, triple check it, quadruple check it, so that you can properly inform yourself. So when you're out here having these political discussions, when you're out here having these political debates, you'll be able to actually know something instead of thinking you know something. And that's the problem with America today. Everybody thinks they know something, but they don't actually know crap. I mean, that's the problem with America. They think too much. Oh, I think I know. I think that's what it is. I think that's it. I think. Look, I don't care if you think. You should know, all right? If I ask you a question, I don't care about what your stupid, feeble-minded ass thinks. You need to know. And you see, that's the problem with America today. Everybody thinks. Oh, I think that's what it is. I think that's it. I think. No. I don't care if you think. I want you to know, you stupid, sorry sack of crap. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs, all right? And for you folks that are unaware, all you got to do is go to my Twitter account right now at PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, PoliticsGhost, and retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. And the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. That's the tweet to retweet, folks, all right? True Capitalist Radio Live. Retweet that tweet. I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. And before I get into that, folks, I want to remind everybody that we have the Inner Circle Christmas card up on Ghost.market for a very limited time. As a matter of fact, both products that are on Ghost.market, you can type that in your web browser right now, Ghost.market. All those products are going to come down this Friday, folks, so that they can be mailed out, and hopefully many of you can receive them before Christmas. So once again, folks, I want to remind everybody that the products, of course, we've got the Christmas card. The Inner Circle is going to get for free, but if you want to partake in it, you can go ahead and purchase that. Or the Ponified Capitalist for these freaking bronies out here. And you know what I got to do? Commend the bronies. They are purchasing these Ponified Capitalist autographs. And once again, they are officially autographed by yours truly. They are numbered on the back. So once again, get them while you can, because I'm telling you this right now, I'm pulling them down Friday, and that's it for these products, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, folks, do we got any Twitter shout-outs, engineer? Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get to some damn Twitter shout-outs right now. And let me tell you something, folks. Don't turn this into a Fruit Bowl Wednesday with some of these stupid, freaky-ass names, all right? I'm warning you. All right? I'm just warning you. Anyway, we've got Bad Mem X86. We got Scott C. Maga in the house. We got Artron Havoc. We've got, I'm not saying that disgusting name for Christ's sake. We got Tohus for Go. Just shut up. We got Cuck Lives Matter in the place. What's going on? I'm not going to say that disgusting. You people are sick. Asho's Autograph Cartel. You son of a bitch. Don't you dare! Who else do we have, for Christ's sake, man? We got, I'm not saying that disgusting name. We've got, you people are getting disgusting-ass names. Prozac equals commie pill. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, Prozac equals commie pill. You're damn right. You're damn right. Broken-hearted thick. Oh, come on. Although, no offense, Alan Thicke. I mean, what the hell were you doing playing hockey at 69 years old, man? I mean, come on. I mean, hey, look, I like Alan Thicke. It's a shame that he croaked, and, I feel bad for him. But come on, Alan. Look, first of all, lest we forget that Alan Thicke has got some young piece of tail that's like, 30 years old or something, younger than his ass or something. I mean, first of all, he's got to handle that on a sexual and on a physical basis, meaning not only does he have to make sure that this woman is like at least satisfied with at least the 15 minutes that his old ass can go, all right, but at the same time, he's got to make sure that he's going out in the town with her, taking her out to the clubs, taking her out to the bars, buying her the crap. And look, that puts a lot of toll on a man's body, especially if you're 69 goddamn years old. And then this guy decides that, hey, I'm Alan Thicke. I'm going to go and play hockey. What is your problem, Thick? Let me tell you something. That's God's joke, Thick. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, Alan Thick, but let me tell you, you were tempting fate as far as I'm concerned. A 69-year-old man playing hockey, and on top of that, you're banging some broad that's 30 years younger than you, and you don't think that's going to affect your internal organs to any capacity, huh? I'm serious. I mean, on top of that, you don't think that this guy was slamming back the bottles of Moet or, Cristal or something? Come on. I mean, let's be honest. He was Alan Thick, for Christ's sake. I mean, his player style rubbed off on his kid. What was that other Thick? The kid, his kid, whatever his name is. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, sorry, if I offended people about Alan Thick, but look, look, R.I.P. Alan Thick. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. But come on, buddy. I mean, you're banging a broad that's like 30 years younger than you, whatever, and, you're out here playing hockey at 69 years old. I mean, come on, pal. Calm down. Anyway, sorry, folks. We got Sydney Sieged RIP. What's going on? We got Team Raiden Snake. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, we got the Pacholi Knowledge, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, for Christ's sake. Need Texas recount now. Okay, there's a picture of Jill Stein on the profile. Oh, okay, that's great. I'm not saying that. You guys are getting disgusting with these names, man. Here's Strudel My Noodle. Okay, that's great. Oh, my God. I can't believe some of you people that are with these sick names, man. There's Flamin' Nipple Chops. What's going on to Flamin' Nipple Chops? No, long time no see there. We got Cuck Lives Matter. OG Toru in the place. What's going on? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What's going on to Aussie Capitalist, man? How you doing? We got the 727 caller, the Green Leader in the house. What's going on to Mark Montag in the place? We've got, no, I'm not saying that disgusting. Shove it up your ass. Christine Pelosi, patriot. Shove it up your ass, all right? That woman is committing treason! Anyway, we got Tom. What's going on to Tom, man? Good to see you. There's Supa. Wires for Templeton. That's not funny, man. All right? Seriously, that's not funny. We got Remington in the place. What's going on? I'm not saying that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. You guys are getting sick with these names. I'm telling you, I'm not going to read off any of these names. They're going to be sick-ass, twisted, perverted, Woody Allen, butt-loving, pedophile-ish, all right? We got Isle of Soros. What the hell does that mean, huh? Trans butter. Did you put a pair of balls on a stick of butter? I mean, come on. Oh, good Lord, man. We got the Brony Network. Jesus Christ. We got None of Your Bizwax. Who else do we have? We got Speed Mobile 91. Once again, if you want a Twitter shout-out, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. The tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. And I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. Let's continue going, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to say that disgusting name. We got Tweely Atkins. Hi, I'm Tweely Atkins. We got Silent Capitalist in the house. We got CIA heart massage for Trump. You son of a... Don't even get around about that! You 30 cents of crap, don't even get around about that, you freaking scumbags! Don't you even kid around about that! Give me the freaking mic. Sick freaking assholes! What is this? Podesta's pepperoni pizza? You son of a... Damn it! You're sick! You goddamn troll terrorist and cyber vermin are sick! You're sick!
When you don't go to geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Oh, God. I mean, I'm telling you, there's something. All right? There's something something wrong in your head. All of you. All of you. Oh, God. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. A freaking goddamn mic. I got a freaking mess over here, man, because of you people. Jesus Christ. I'm not joking. Look at this dump here. Look at this dump. It stinks. And it's because of you people. You people piss me off. You piss me off. All right, I better calm down, man. Where's my drink? Give me my drink, for Christ's sake, man. God damn you, man. God damn all of you. All right, let me calm down here. We got Cletus the Hick in the house. What's going on to Cletus the Hick? Who else do we have going on here? Oh, my God. I can't believe you people. I'm serious. I can't believe you people are pissing me off. You're already this early in the goddamn show turning this into a freaking Fruit Bowl Wednesday, man. Son of a bitch, man. Anyway, we got Metal Capitalist. We got the Blasphemous Bastard. We got Drunken Wolf in the house. Lego Fan 421. We got Dorito Burrito. We got the MySpace Mexican in the house. Who else do we have here? We got the Trans Brony. Oh, that's fresh. Who else do we have here, for Christ's sake? We got Dying Pains. Oh, man, come on, man. Jesus. Dying Pains? Man, you guys are sick. You know what? That's it. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Dying pains, for Christ's sake, as opposed to growing pains. What a jack off. Listen, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. Listen to me. Look, listen. All right? The bottom line is, all right, is that I am critical of Alan Thicke because the man should not have been out there playing hockey at 69 years old when he's got some young girlfriend that he's got to keep up with on a consistent basis. I am not out here making fun of the man by friggin' renaming the man's show into Dying Pains, Heartbroken Thick. I mean, give me a break, man. You people are sick. You people are utterly sick, man. Oh, my God. You know what? That's it for the freaking Twitter shout-outs. And, by the way, we're already in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you have not done so, please add to your favorites or bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right? And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please follow me on Twitter if you have not already done so. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow, all right? Now, listen, I don't know where we went with this Twitter shout-out thing, so I'm just going to go ahead and move on with the broadcast, all right? I'm just going to go ahead and move on with the goddamn broadcast. Where the hell was I at, engineer? Oh, that's right. I was talking a little bit about Donald Trump meeting with the damn tech oligarchs out here, naming Elon Musk as an advisor. So, I mean, that should tell you something. All right, that should tell you something right there, boy. All right, that, Donald Trump is co-opting the best of the best so that we can make America great again, so that we can bring economic prosperity to the country. We have been sold out, folks. This false promise of globalism has sold us out. It has taken the means of production, and I've been saying this since 2008. It has taken the means of production outside of America, and it's put it into China, to Mexico, and to elsewhere across the international community, leaving a lot of jobless folks out here. And let me tell you, we need to start producing something again. And that's the plan of Donald Trump's economic policy, is to do something productive as far as economics is concerned. We need to start producing things. We need to start inventing things. We need to start creating things as an economy that's not only consumable here in the domestic home front, but it's also consumable in the international community. And the only way we do that is if we have economic policies that is comparable to allow this to happen. So anyway, that's all I'm saying. We need to make an economic platform in which those that actually want to strive for success, those that actually have the ambition, the want, the need to literally lift themselves out of whatever current situation that they were born into, that they have the ability to do so. And right now, under the current system, under the Democrats, under Obama, they have taken away those opportunities. And you know what opportunities they have given? They've given you more opportunities to be an entitlement recipient. They have given you more opportunities to collect welfare. They have given you more opportunities to collect a food card so that you can be dependent on the government, so that you could be a serf, so that you can be a subject to the totalitarian bureaucrats that is this damn government, for Christ's sake. And by God, what Donald Trump's election represents is a usurping of the government by the people. Because, God damn it, this was a government made for the people and by the people, but the people fell asleep at the wheel, and now it's time for us to take our rightful place as the owners of this government. We got to take our rightful place as the owners of this government. And that's what we're doing. And let me tell you, these international bureaucratic institutionalists, these globalists, these individuals that are out here that had a vested interest in crippling the United States of America, in deindustrialization of America, the people that had a vested interest in making sure that America collapsed are not going out quietly in that good night, folks. They are not going out quietly in that good night. That's why you've got the CIA operatives out here trying to claim that the election is illegitimate. That's why you've got the lamestream media trying to disseminate this propaganda. And that's why those of us that are listening, those of us that are on the internet, those of us that have a social media presence, whether you just have 10 people or 1 million people following you, it's time for you to disseminate the truth. The truth! The truth to the people that follow you, so that you can contradict the goddamn lies that is being spewed out by the mainstream media. So you can expose the slanderous crap that these dumbass talking heads have been paid to lie to us. You can expose these pieces of crap. This is the internet. Why do you think I'm doing what I'm doing, folks? I'm putting myself at great goddamn risk doing what I'm doing. But you know what? I don't give a crap, because if I don't do anything, then I am nothing. And the reason I say that, folks, is because let me tell you something. All the money in the world means nothing if you have no freedom. All the money in the world means shit if you have no freedom. You have no liberty. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry for going off keister, folks, but goddamn. I'm tired of living this leftist nightmare that has been brought on us by the leftists, that has been brought on us by the Democrats. We are living their stupid, ridiculous policies, and it stinks. It has turned the population into a bunch of dumbed-down nobodies that have their hand out and expect something. They have made people believe that because they were born into this world, that they are supposed to be housed, that they're supposed to be clothed, that they're supposed to be fed by somebody but their own selves, but their own individual selves. They don't want to take any personal responsibility, and that has been by design, folks. We have a public education system that has turned this country into a lack of responsible pieces of ungrateful shit. And that's all going to change now. And I'm telling you, the CIA can sit here and try to manipulate this PSYOP operation via the lamestream media, but they are failing dramatically because I don't think they understand what's going on right before their eyes. They're used to messing with radio waves, TV stations, talking heads, people that are influential in villages and communities and all across the international community. They have no idea what they're getting themselves involved in as far as trying to manipulate news, trying to manipulate information in a 21st century internet-based information cycle. And I'm telling you this right now, folks, I am calling on you. Disseminate the information, retweet the tweets, tweet out the information that you find, and make sure that your folks, the people that are on your following, get that information. Whether they read it or not, that damn article is going to be right there in their face, right there in their eyes, and they can't deny it. And that's what we need. We're going to do the same goddamn thing that the mainstream media is doing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Because by God, I'm telling you this right now, these international bureaucratic institutionalists have not stopped, and they're not going to stop, and we cannot stop. We cannot remain complacent. We cannot believe that just because Donald Trump won the election that they're not going to prevent him from being president. We have to continue steadfast. We have to continue to deliver the information. We have to continue to contradict the talking heads. I can't underscore that anymore. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, I'm going to keep it at that, but folks, this is far from over. Anyway, on that note, folks, I started seeing some of these mainstream media folks. Politico, Newsweek. I mean, there's a couple of articles that I've read that are finally starting to put the blame of the Democrats' loss in the rightful owner's position, and that is Hillary Clinton. She blew it. And it's about time that you got some of these mainstream media ass clowns in the political, at least in the political circuit, are starting to relay this information to their listeners, their readers, their viewers, that it was Hillary Clinton, hands down, that lost the election. She blew it. She did not campaign as vigorously as Donald Trump. She thought she could buy her way into the presidency by buying advertisements, radio, TV advertisements. It didn't work. She went as far as trying to pay online trolls. I mean, she tried, I'm serious, not a joke, online trolls paid for by Hillary Clinton, and it did nothing. And you see, what Hillary Clinton did is all she did, at best, she would campaign 3 days out of the week, sometimes 2, go out in front of some half makeshift crowd that was all pre-scripted and, pre-put together, so on and so forth, and literally just talk for 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then have somebody else fulfill the speaking engagement while Hillary Clinton sits in back of him like a goddamn puppeteer. And she thought that was going to win her the election. I mean, just taking a look at her tax plan, folks, and listen, I'm really surprised that nobody else besides yours truly here harped on this. Her tax plan raises taxes on everybody, especially the poor. If you make $0 to about $9,000, and I believe it's $399, $9,399, I believe it is. Under her tax plan, if you made anywhere between $0 to $9,399, you had to pay 10% in the Hillary Clinton tax plan. I'm serious. I'm not joking around, and yet nobody talked about this. It was right there in the tax plan. And this is supposed to be the champion of the poor in America. This is supposed to be the champion of the disadvantaged. She was going to raise taxes on people that barely had enough money to feed themselves. So all I'm saying is that what we have seen here as far as Donald Trump's rise to the presidency is purely organic. It has nothing to do with what the CIA is suggesting that the freaking Russians paid everybody off to go to the polls or whatever they're trying to allude, all right? Whatever they're trying to say. This was a purely organic movement, and everybody knows it. If anybody paid anybody to go to the polls, it was freaking goddamn Hillary Rotten Clinton. And she couldn't even pay those people to go to the polls. And look, people can talk about popular vote this, popular vote that. Take a look at the electoral map, all right? I mean, that tells visually the story of America. And the only votes that she got heavily was all the inner cities, where everybody is living in utter squalor, where everybody is being run by a Democratic municipality, where everybody is perpetually miserable and suffering and lack of economic opportunity, so on and so forth. That's what she won. She won those metropolises which are failing under Democratic municipalities. But you took a good look at all the other electoral map across the country, all red, all Republican, all Donald Trump. And lest we forget, folks, that there was an estimated 3 to 4 million illegal immigrants that voted in this particular election alone. All right? I mean, 3 to 4 million illegal immigrants, and do you think they were voting for Donald Trump, the man that was talking about building the wall, the man that says, you got to go back? You think that they voted for him? Hell no, they didn't. Hell no, they didn't. They voted for Hillary Rotten Clinton. So when I hear these leftists talk about,
oh, well, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Yeah, she won it by 2.5 million, and that's a big number.
Yeah, well, I tell you, if we want, and let me tell you, this little recount that Jill Stein tried to initiate, you know what it showed? It showed that there was actually voter fraud, but it was voter fraud on the Clinton side. I mean, the numbers of votes rose in every recounted state because the fix was in for Hillary Rotten Clinton. It's just we came out. When I say we, I'm talking the Trump train came out en masse and voted. It was a landslide. They could not rig this election in favor of Hillary Clinton. That's all there is to it. So lest we forget, folks, not only do we have 3-4 million people that potentially voted that were illegal immigrants in this election, but I could imagine all the dead people that are voting for Hillary Clinton. I imagine all the double votes. And for you folks that are saying that that's a conspiracy theory, hey, you understand James O'Keefe from Project Veritas, he documented the damn voter fraud. He's proven that the Democrats not only engage in voter fraud, they encourage it. They teach people how to do it. And if you haven't seen those videos, well, by God, just freaking Google search James O'Keefe Project Veritas voter fraud. Or just put in Project Veritas voter fraud. The evidence is there. The evidence is there. So I don't want to hear this crap that,
well, Hillary Clinton won the election, and she won the popular vote by 2.5 million. And
that is a logical fallacy. That is a bunch of garbage. Don't let them make you fall for that rhetoric, okay? All right? I mean, just based on the,
she won by 2.5 million in the popular vote.
You want to know why that is? Because the sanctuary cities that represent the abundant amount of illegal immigrants that are comprised in these populations were allowed to vote. They were allowed to vote. So don't give me this popular vote horse shit. Excuse me. Excuse my French, but seriously. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on, folks. All right. Once again, Hillary blew it. I'm glad the mainstream media is finally getting around to this and starting to, kind of disseminate this information to their whacked-out listeners, their whacked-out readers, and their whacked-out viewers. She blew it. It was her bag. She was an incompetent campaigner. All right. She was sick. It's obvious she was sick. She could not physically withstand the campaigning process that Donald Trump went out like a madman campaigning, stopping 3, 4, sometimes 5 places in one damn day. That's how he won the election, folks, having big rallies, putting himself out there with the people, shaking hands, actually going and visit the inner cities, actually going and visit Louisiana when they were afflicted with that natural disaster, going out there and understanding what the people want, what the people need. You think Hillary Clinton was out there doing that? Hell no. I mean, there's that one picture of her going into somebody's apartment, and she's shocked. I mean, she is completely shocked. She's like, what? People are living like this? Yes, that's how they're living under your stupid pissing ground liberal economics. That's how they're living, you stupid dumb broad. That's how they're living under Obama, you stupid, dumb, twisted, dumb bulldyke. Goddamn Hillary Clinton. That just goes to show you how these liberals are disconnected from everyday Americans. They're disconnected from every goddamn day Americans, and it makes me goddamn sick to my stomach. Good God. Give me the mic. Give me that damn mic. It makes me sick. It just makes me sick, folks. I'm going to move on to the next freaking subject. Give me my drink, for Christ's sake, so I can calm down. All right. Let me take a couple of deep breaths, folks. I'm sorry. All right. Let's go on to a little bit better of a subject. Let's talk about Reince Priebus floating around the idea of shaking up the White House press corps, huh? Oh, man, wouldn't that be great? Huh? I mean, just getting rid of these old damn hacks from the mainstream media and putting in independent media in the White House press corps. I mean, that would be great. That would be excellent. I mean, I hope that Reince Priebus is very serious about this, because I would really appreciate independent media out there in the White House press corps asking the press secretary questions, asking the president questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to let everybody know here that what we need to do as far as an independent media is concerned is to enhance and help facilitate this idea into reality. Because I would like to see Breitbart in the press corps. All right? I would like to see Drudge or a representative of Drudge in the press corps. Hell, I'd even like to see somebody from InfoWars in the press corps. I want to see people from the independent media. Hey, I'll even be in the press corps, baby. Are you listening, Trump? I mean, Reince Priebus, I'll be there, baby. Anyway, I'm just kidding, of course, but the bottom line is that I want to see that type of independent media representation in the press corps so that we can get down to the truth and not some manufactured, prepackaged propaganda crap that we are continuously fed on the boob tube mainstream media. Jesus Christ, man. And hey, thanks to the deplorable troll, he just fed me this tweet. All right, 10 cyber attacks on Georgia voter database linked to Department of Homeland Security. What did I tell you? Huh? Here it is right here. Look at this. 10 cyber attacks on Georgia's voting database linked to the Department of Homeland Security. What did I tell you? They were trying to fix it for Hillary. They couldn't do it. And now they're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink right here in the mainstream media, and we cannot allow them to do this. We cannot allow the mainstream media to shape this false narrative in the minds of people. That's why I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you. to go and use your sphere of influence, whether it's in social media, whether it's a blog or a video vlog, whatever the case might be. It's time for you to help convince people. It's time for you to convey ideas. It's time for you to be a part of the repetition necessary so that these simple, impulsive idiots that comprise the average everyday American schmuck can realize that these dumbass Democrats, these dumbass liberals do not have their best interest at hand. Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, man. Anyway, folks, sorry for digressing there, but I told you that Homeland Security, by them being deployed domestically to oversee, quote unquote, the elections, was unprecedented by Obama. And then for them now to claim that Russian hackers hacked the election, I mean, what does that say about Homeland Security? What does that say about Jay Johnson? What does that say about the competence of Barack Obama himself? What does that say about Barack Obama's competence? It shows that he's completely incompetent. And that if there was, let's just say for the sake of argument, you know me, I like to play devil's advocate here. Let's just say for the sake of argument that Russia did hack the election. Whose fault is that exactly? Whose fault is that exactly? I mean, is it the voting machine's fault? Is it Department of Homeland Security's fault? Is it the CIA's fault? Or is it Obama's fault? I mean, seriously, folks, wake up. Wake up, for Christ's sake, man. This whole damn Russian narrative is ridiculous, all right? I mean, they're not even just using that whole Russian excuse here in America. They're also using that in Germany, now that Merkel's party is losing some damn parliament seats. They're utilizing this Russian narrative as it pertains to Brexit now. Now they're trying to say Russian hackers influenced Brexit. I mean, give me a break. And let's just say for the sake of argument, okay, let's just say Russian hackers did. What does that say about Western civilization's, first of all, cybersecurity? What does that say about the Western civilization's essence of democracy, which, of course, is the voting system? What does that say about the competence of the bureaucratic systems in power today for them to keep us safe from such outside threats? I mean, have we not asked these questions? I mean, if they're going to go with this narrative of Russia hacking elections and they're hacking computers and they're these unbelievable world-renowned super hackers, which I'm going to be honest with you folks, I've never met a world-renowned super hacker from Russia. For the most part, Russian hackers are about money, all right? I mean, you want some inside baseball here. You know, Russia, a lot of their hackers have been the culprits behind the hackings of central banks in Bangladesh and other smaller countries because they are utilizing an exploit within the systems that are used by these central banks to hold digitally the monetary systems of their country. And that's really what Russian hackers do. I mean, they go out, and they're the ones that are out here throwing out ransomware. All right? I mean, that's what, I mean, it's just a stupid, simple garbage. All right? I mean, they're about money. All right? I'm serious. They're about money. I mean, that's what runs Russia right now is the Russian mafia, the Russian underground. They're the ones that are out here doing this, and they're not doing it just so that they can see Donald Trump elected president, for Christ's sake, man. Give me a break. Oh, my God. And here, thank you, that's Mimsy, or that's Mimi, excuse me. Look at this asshole Lindsey Graham. Here's Lindsey Graham, this fruit bowl here. Russia hacked into my campaign account. Russians hacked into my, can you believe this crap? I want this asshole to provide me proof. All right? If you're going to make such an outlandish claim there, Lindsey Graham, I want to see proof. And not to mention, why in the hell would Russians want to go into your freaking stupid campaign? You have no chance in hell, Lindsey Graham. You have no chance in hell. You literally look like you popped out of the anal passage of George Michael, for Christ's sake, and yet you're trying to call yourself a goddamn conservative, and you actually think that you had a shot for president? I mean, what are you smoking? What are you smoking, Lindsey Graham, for Christ's sake? Your first name's a chick name, for Christ's sake. It goes to show how fruity you are. You got a chick first name. What the hell kind of name is Lindsey, for Christ's sake? You know, if there was somebody in my school that was named Lindsay, we'd give him a bitch slap for such a goddamn name. Freaking Lindsay. Get this goddamn Lindsey freaking Graham out of here. What did I tell you about these establishment Republicans, folks? Their gravy train is just about over, and they're throwing everything at the kitchen sink, for Christ's sake, to make sure that they can prevent or try to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president, because they want to continue to be money-grubbing, bureaucratic pieces of puppets crap so that they can do the bidding of anybody who donates to their goddamn campaign contribution account. Oh, my God. This makes me sick. You know that? This makes me sick. And let me tell you something. What do these people think is going to happen if they try to delegitimize the election and don't elect Donald Trump? They try to spearhead this campaign in preventing Donald Trump to become president. What do these people think are going to happen? I mean, do you think we're just going to sit around and say, "Oh, okay"? I'm telling you, you culprits behind all this ridiculous treasonous nonsense. All right, you people are going to be the first ones we're going to have to go get some answers from, all right? Because I see no legitimate reasoning outside of a outright coup from delegitimizing the election of Donald Trump. And if these people try to get away with it, I'm telling you, folks, we as the people need to hold the folks accountable that allowed this to happen, all right? And we need to ask them a few questions, to say the least. I'm not joking around. All right? I'm talking Michael Moore. I'm talking about Christine Pelosi. All right? I'm talking about Lady Gaga. I'm talking about all these people, all of them, that were out here trying to play their part in the cog of trying to delegitimize this president that was democratically elected. We need to find these people. If something goes wrong, and these people do not allow Trump to be president, or something by chance happens to Trump, because Michael Moore alluded to this, which I'm surprised he hasn't been visited by the Secret Service by veil-threading Donald Trump, saying that, well, something may happen from now until the time he's inaugurated. You know, something could happen to him. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get visited by the Secret Service after that. But I'm telling you, if anything happens to Trump or Trump's presidency, we need to hold these people accountable, folks. I'm not joking around. We cannot allow these people to think that they can get away with this stuff. All right? That they can just, sit back and be melodramatic and be able to do this behind the scenes. That's why Christine Pelosi immediately ignored me once I called her out as the organizer of the Electoral College Revolt. That's why she immediately ignored me, because she doesn't want any of that spotlight, all right? She doesn't want anybody to know that she, Christine Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's daughter, is organizing the electors to revolt against the people's will. You know, and that's what I'm saying. And if this happens, folks, we need to hold these people accountable. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need to go find them. We need to ask them a few questions. It's as simple as that. We need to go ask him a few goddamn questions, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, my apologies here. I mean, once again, Lindsey Graham out here supposed to be a Republican. Now he's claiming that the Russians hacked his goddamn campaign. Why would the Russians hack your campaign? I mean, let me tell you something, man. If anybody did hack Lindsey Graham, I guarantee you they would find some skeletons in this idiot's closet, all right? I mean, you don't just act that fruity for no freaking reason. I'm not joking around, man. You don't just act that goddamn fruity just because you are just kind of a nice guy or whatever. I mean, this guy, in my personal opinion, has got some skeletons in his closet, and if he really wants somebody to hack him, somebody go out there and fulfill his wish. I mean, please find out this guy is doing what I suspect or I believe, in my opinion, he's doing.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Graham, and I talk like an absolute fruit bowl that's servicing glory holes out at nighttime after 12 o'clock at adult theater places, baby.
I mean, I'm serious, man. I'm not joking around. Somebody needs to dig this idiot's dirt from under him. I'm not joking around. This guy, you don't act that fruity for no reason. All right, that's a tail sign to other fruits that you're a Peter Puffer, in my opinion. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. All right, if you're acting that fruity and that effeminate, you are letting other males know that you are willing to drop trowel, bend over, and take one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I believe it. I'm sorry. You don't just act that fruity, man. You don't just,
Hi, I'm Lindsey Graham, and I kind of talk like the fat lady that everybody accused of being racist. Remember that lady? I talk like her, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Paula Deen style. There ain't nothing wrong with it. You stupid fruit.
Good God, man. Anyway, listen, I'm going to move on here. I'm sorry for going off keister here. I was talking about Reince Priebus floating the idea of shaking up the White House press corps, and I hope that he's serious about that. So let me move on to another subject here, because I don't want time to run up on me. Did you all hear Jim Brown and Ray Lewis and a couple other black football players? They went yesterday to talk to Donald Trump. And when they came down from, the elevator and came out and talked to the press, Jim Brown, folks. Now, this is an NFL legend, NFL running back legend, and on top of which, folks, has been a lifetime black activist. Lifetime black activist, folks. This guy came out yesterday after a meeting with Trump and said favorable, positive things to Trump. And as a result, folks, after he made this positive comments about Trump to the media, every black person on Twitter was calling this man an Uncle Tom. They disown him. I read tweets that Jim Brown is dead to me. This guy is a coon. I'm not joking. These were black people saying this about him. I'm just seeing what I read on the goddamn Twitter account. They were calling this man the most derogatory, racially insensitive things I have ever heard in my life. And these were black people saying this about Jim Brown because he had something favorable and positive to say about Donald Trump. I mean, what is this new saying they're calling it now? Trumpin' while black is the new saying. Yeah, trumpin' while black. Poor Jim Brown, he was trumping while black. I mean, you dumbass. Let me tell you something. Can somebody tweet as many black people as they possibly can right now? Go on Facebook and say, hey, black people, listen to this, because I'm going to call out the black people here. Give me my drink. Give me my goddamn drink. Now, this message is for every black person out there. Now, listen. I know that not every black individual is comprised of this race-hustling, racial dividing, chip on their shoulder, hating whitey, hating the man, Black Lives Matter mentality. Believe me, I know that does not comprise the majority of them. I know this. But folks, a group is defined by its majority, all right? And when a group is defined by its majority, folks, this is the unfortunate side effect. This is the unfortunate consequence, for Christ's sake. Oh, Christ. Oh, man, we're having technical difficulties. Hey, engineer, what's going on, for Christ's sake? Oh, Christ, we're having technical difficulties once again. Good God, man, fix it, engineer, fix it! Fix it, for Christ's sake, man. Look, folks, my apologies here. We continue to have technical difficulties here. I'm going to try to go ahead and just bear with me. I'm going to take a quick break here. We're going to try to have the engineer mess around with all kinds of wires back there and see if everything's okay. Well, people are saying it's okay now. I don't know. Is it okay now?
When you don't go to geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Oh, man. They're gone now, but they're getting pretty bad. Okay, they're gone. They're gone. All right. Jesus Christ. I can't work like this. I can't work like this, for Christ's sake, man. Straighten up. God, give me my belt. Give me my belt. God damn it, Blog Talk. Get it straight, for Christ's sake. I'll take your ass to the woodshed. Stop giving me technical difficulties, for Christ's sake. God damn. Yeah. You son of a bitch. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I'll take your ass back to the woodshed. Yeah. Get it straight. Get it goddamn straight. Jesus Christ, I can't work like this. Don't you understand that? I can't work like this. It ruins my flow, man. I mean, I'm in a freaking zone here, Blog Talk. I'm in a freaking zone. I'm in a freaking zone, man. And you ruin it. You ruin it with these technical difficulties, man. I'm in a freaking zone. Jesus Christ, I can't work like this. I can't work like this. You're good. Damn it. Ah, God. Jesus Christ. All right, let me calm my ass down, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I'm sorry, folks. I just can't work like this, man. You understand that? I mean, do you understand? I give 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, all right, to this broadcast, for Christ's sake. You understand that? Almost 1,500 hours of my life I have broadcasted on this broadcast, folks. Don't you understand that? Almost 1,500 hours of my life. All right, I'm going to calm down, folks. My apologies here, right? All right. I'm pretty sure there's a logical explanation. Blog Talk, I know. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. I'm in a freaking zone, man. I'm in a freaking zone. All right, folks, I'm sorry, man. Let me continue on here. Look, I was about to call out the black folks in America here, and then I got rudely interrupted, all right? So let me get back to that here. Now, this goes out to the black folks. Now, once again, I know that not everybody falls under this stereotypical category of Black Lives Matter, of race hustling, of social justice warriordom, that sort of thing. But once again, a group is defined by its majority, black folks. It's much like the wild Yehudis, all right? I mean, of course, not all wild Yehudis are a la snack bar wanting to blow themselves up. But with all due respect to the wild Yehudis, there's not enough civil Yehudis to circumvent or supersede the legitimacy of the wild Yehudis that are giving the face of terrorism to the Yehudi. And it's the same thing with black folks at this point in time. All right? There are not enough black folks represented that legitimately convey black people in a mature and an entrepreneur and an intelligent, in a dapper sense. And let me tell you, when I saw Jim Brown and I saw Ray Lewis and I saw, I forgot who the other football player was, there in that press conference right after talking to Donald Trump, those look like dapper gentlemen, dapper men. I mean, have you taken a look at what they're trying to represent the black folk to look like on the mainstream media? I mean, you know, this effeminate male, you know, that I'm not joking. I mean, most of the males that are black or what is deemed African American on the boob tube are all homosexual. They're all effeminate. And folks, I've been trying to tell you this for a long time, that Black Lives Matter is nothing more than an LGBT front group. That's why it's being led by a bunch of homosexuals. I mean, take a look at D. Ray McKesson, for heaven's sake, man. I've been saying this time and time again. I want an age check on D. Ray McKesson, and the reason I want to know his status is because then it'll go into the mental capacity on why he's leading his own people down a path to hell. Because that's exactly what D. Ray McKesson is doing, folks, by stoking the flames of racial hatred, by encouraging black folks to burn down their own neighborhoods, burn down their own black businesses, and riot their own neighborhoods to the ground in a supposed protest against police shootings and police brutality. It is one of the most disgusting displays of ignorance that I have ever seen in my life, and I guarantee you that Malcolm X is probably spinning in his grave, can't believe that he is witnessing this from wherever he's at, because I'm telling you, he's probably like, man, I died for this. I died for this. Unfortunately, Malcolm, you did die for this, man, and you see, that's what a lot of you black folks need to start comprehending, that what is being represented as Black America on the boob tube in the entertainment field in Hollywood is a product, all right? It is a product that has been manufactured by white and Jewish elitists in the entertainment field, all right? And the sooner you folks can put that through your head, the better off Black America will be, all right? Black America has been plagued with degeneracy ever since Black America became synonymous with rap/hip-hop music. And the reason I say this, folks, is because when you say when you say rap music, when you say hip-hop music, you automatically correlate it with Black America, black culture. And you see, hip-hop and rap is not a culture, folks. It is a goddamn manufactured product, all right? And what's unfortunate is that the entertainment field has mesmerized and bamboozled the black community so much into this whole correlation of black culture into rap and hip-hop that now most of the black community embraces degeneracy. Most of the black community embraces the imagery that is portrayed in these entertainment arenas. Most of these black folks are now bamboozled and mesmerized by these packages and are basing their whole perceptions, existences, and lives on these people. And you see, the sooner the black community highlights that, the sooner they basically expose that contradiction, the better off they'll be. Now, the reason I bring this up, folks, is because how dare the black community, all right? How dare you, all right? And this is Whitey talking to the black folk right now. How dare you ostracize and disown Jim Brown, all right? A man who actually firsthand, remember, he's 80 years old, folks. He was the first black running back in the NFL, for Christ's sake, all right? You don't think that this guy saw racism? You don't think he saw racism, you ungrateful pieces of Black Lives Matter crap? He saw racism firsthand, for Christ's sake. Why do you think the man was a lifelong black activist, for heaven's sake? And because Jim Brown makes favorable comments, positive comments, after a conversation he had with Donald Trump, he is automatically disowned by the black community is an utter tragedy. I could only imagine how Jim Brown feels right now. All a lifetime of black activism, literally flushed down the proverbial toilet because he said some favorable things about Donald Trump. How dare you, black people? How dare you? I'm serious. You should all be ashamed of yourselves, all right? And listen, if you're one of these black folks that are like, hey, I didn't do it, I didn't say it, they don't represent me, well, then get vocal! Get vocal! Go out and say it on a goddamn YouTube video! Go out and say it on a blog or something! Because I'm telling you, what black folks are seeing on the mainstream media are nothing but a bunch of degenerates that are out here saying, yeah, baby, it's F Trump, baby. You know what I'm saying? F Donald Trump, baby. You know what I'm saying? We gonna ride tonight, baby. We gonna ride at night down, baby. Yeah, Black Lives Matter, baby. We gonna burn this motherfucker down, baby. I mean, that's what's being sold to you on the mainstream media as Black America, and I know that's not Black America. I know that's not Black America. But I'm telling you this right now, there's not enough legitimate black folks that are superseding the imagery that is being portrayed as black folks in this country. And it is now synonymous with hip-hop and rap music. And, folks, if you listen to rap and hip-hop music, it's pure degeneracy. It's pure crap. It is perpetuating an idea that it's okay to collect welfare. It's okay to have 8, 9 baby mamas. It's okay to be a down low brother. It's okay to be a single mother of 8, 9 and just sit on your fat jelly ass and collect goddamn housing vouchers, child support, so on and so forth. It glamorizes the fact that it's okay to go out and shoot people. It glamorizes the fact that to go out and commit crimes, sell drugs, treat women like whores. I can go on and on. I mean, this is really what the rap and hip-hop community has done to the black folk. And the proof is the reaction to what black folks did when Jim Brown yesterday said favorable things about Donald Trump. I mean, give me a break. Oh, I can't believe you black people should all be ashamed of yourselves. I'm serious. And look, I'm not just talking about the folks that are, embracing hip-hop and rap degeneracy. I'm also talking about the folks that are claiming that these people don't represent their race. It's time for you to start rising up, man. It's time for you to start being an example for your race. It's time for you to start rising up and saying, hey, I want economic opportunity. I don't want somebody to give me a goddamn handout like I'm some freaking animal in a cage. I want opportunity out here. And that's why I encourage anybody who is listening to the sound of my voice, if you are an African American, you are a black person, and you don't want these degenerates representing you in a stereotypical manner, well, then you become the new stereotype, man. You go out and convey ideas. You go out and show what black people should be: proud, having integrity, wealth generating. Not a bunch of degenerate people that embrace rap and hip-hop, which is nothing more than a white Jewish creation. Wake up! Wake the hell up, for Christ's sake. Anyway, folks, look, we're running out of time here. My apologies. I mean, we've got so much to talk about, man. I mean, there's just so much to talk about out here. I mean, you got black people disowning Jim Brown because he had some favorable things to say about Donald Trump. You got all the talking heads in the mainstream media basically working for or with the CIA. I mean, I have never heard the mainstream media talking heads in defense of the CIA. I strongly advise people to review that interview this past Sunday with Chuck Todd and Reince Priebus. I mean, Chuck Todd acted as if he was an interrogator for the CIA interviewing Reince Priebus. I'm not joking around. Listen to it. And when Reince Priebus talks that, the RNC did not get hacked, the Republican National Committee's computers did not get hacked, we had the FBI investigate it, you had Chuck Todd very defensive and asking, hey, wait a minute, what was the FBI doing there? Why was the FBI involved? Why not, man? They're a freaking authority. When you suspect that there's hacking going on, who the hell are you going to call? The CIA? And that's why I'm telling you, folks, I mean, what happened here is in my opinion, I think that we're seeing a systematic attempt at the CIA utilizing their assets within the system of the media to try to push this narrative of delegitimizing Donald Trump's President-elect Donald Trump, to delegitimize his election so that they can have a re-election or try to instill something. And the reason that they're tying this to Russia, folks, so that they can claim that they can run a contingency plan for the government because America's national security was threatened. That's why the CIA has to prove what level of proof they have that Russia hacked the elections, and they have none, folks. I've told you this 1,000 times. I told you this back in the freaking summer, for Christ's sake, all right? But the bottom line is that the Russians didn't have anything to do with any of these hacks, all right? The people that leaked the DNC info was Seth Rich, and I said that 2 weeks prior to it even being acknowledged by Julian Assange, all right? The people that leaked all the other information relating to Podesta, relating to all the other hacks, were supplied by people within the intelligence community, folks. People within the intelligence community gave the information to Julian Assange, and Julian Assange disseminated the information. He was used as a conduit because of his credibility gained by his website. And the credibility that he gained was that not only can you give him information and it'll be encrypted to preserve your anonymity, but also he properly curated the information to make it easily searchable for anybody that wants to read the information. I mean, pure genius. I'm talking Julian Assange, pure genius. And this is where all the information came from. And you see, that's why the CIA, they're trying to push this narrative that it was Russia, and there is no evidence to that. That's why they're being very vague about what Russia actually did, because Russia didn't do a goddamn thing, man. This was a pure organic movement. I mean, Trump won by a goddamn landslide, for Christ's sake, and that's why I'm saying, folks, turn off the TV, all right? Kill your TV. Do not use your TV for any level of news gathering or information gathering. It's an outright lie. Everybody who's a talking head on these lamestream media news outlets, for Christ's sake, are either working with or for the CIA, for Christ's sake. I mean, why don't you research how many CIA agents are actually at CNN? All right? I mean, it's no coincidence. I'm not kidding around. I mean, I'm tired of this. And this is legal, folks. I mean, we tweeted, and I talked about this as well, a couple of years ago. They legalized propaganda, government-funded, government-produced propaganda to be disseminated through the lamestream media. It's legal. So that's why I'm telling you, folks, do not listen to anything on the boob tube. You have the internet at your fingertips. You can gather your own information. You can gather your own news, and I strongly advise you to do so. I strongly advise you to do so. Anyway, folks, once again, CIA is highly integrated in the mainstream media. And what is fake news now, anyway? You know, these assholes in the mainstream media are pushing forth this fake news narrative, and I think they believe now that was a complete failure because all it did was underscore all the fake news they've disseminated throughout the years, throughout the campaign, throughout this whole process, and it made them look even more dumb than they already look, for heaven's sake. So that's why they are rolling with this Russian narrative, and do not believe them. Anybody who does believe it, you need to do whatever it takes to give them information so that it can calm their stupid, hyper-sensational asses down and bring them back to reality. Because we cannot allow the mainstream media and the CIA to shape this narrative in the average, everyday American person. We cannot allow it to do it. All right? Cannot allow it to do it. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and let me continue going, folks, because, man, we're running out of time here. Did you hear China is starting to incrementally begin the economic war against the United States? It is now threatening to penalize American car companies that are doing business within the boundaries of China because, quote, they are price fixing. I mean, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, the communist government, that's all they do is fix everything, fix prices, fix laws, fix how many children people can have. I mean, so on and so forth. I mean, do you understand what China's trying to do here? They're trying to start a subtle economic war here with America, and you want to know why? They got bad egg rolls. I hate to say it in that capacity, but they got bad egg rolls. And what I mean by that is that they are not happy that their gravy train of $550 billion going to China from American consumption, that's over now. And they're not going to know how to manufacture or artificially centralize plan their economy if they don't have that huge sums of money coming into their economy. I mean, I'm telling you, the communist government of China knows that if they lose money in the deal, which they are, because I'm telling you, Trump does not want to continue to send China $550 billion American dollars in American consumption. He doesn't want to do it anymore, and China is shaking in their goddamn chopsticks because they know that they're not going to be able to centrally plan their economy around anything else. We're the largest consumer of their pissing ground goods, for heaven's sake, man. They're not going to know what the hell to do. I mean, their economy will crumble, for Christ's sake, man. I'm serious. Their economy will crumble. I mean, they're not going to have $550 billion each year going to their economy. I'm telling you, man, they're going to collapse. This whole fictitious 6 to 7% GDP growth that China has always been able to reflect for the past 30 or something years, it's all going to come to an end because it's all pre-manufactured crap based upon the imbalanced trade deals that were signed into effect back when Kissinger and Nixon made this China deal crap. So now it's all going to come to an end, and they're a little pissed off about it. So now what they're going to do is they are going to penalize American car companies that are doing business in China for, quote, price fixing, meaning that they're just going to go ahead and tax their asses because they're a little unhappy that we're no longer going to want to send them $550 billion, all right? And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it, man. I mean, hey, China, you're going to have to figure out a way to fix your own economy now, all right? I mean, we're not going to continue to buy your little pissant goods anymore, right? I mean, it's over. Your gravy train is over. Now you're actually going to have to think like a capitalist, you communist piece of crap. Man, I'd like to blindfold all these communist government assholes in China with freaking dental floss. They make me sick. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you have not done so, please bookmark or add to your favorites the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now, folks, before I move on, I did make some criticism of the Communist government of China, and because Blog Talk Radio is broadcasted within the borders of China, I am obligated and forced to give a rebuttal by a representative of the Communist government of China. And look, I hate doing this, but I've got to do it. I mean, this is the consequence of doing business in China. So if I'm going to be critical of the country of China, I have to allow a representative of the Communist government of China to rebuke anything that I said negative to China. So, Jesus Christ. Is he on the line, engineer? All right. Well, without any further ado, folks, Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir? Oh.
You see, you motherfucker out there talking all kinds of garbage about the communist government of China. You don't know nothing, Ghost. China know how to run its own economy. We've been saving all the money that you motherfucker been sending the communist government of China. We got big cash reserve, motherfucker. We've been buying all your gold. We got a lot of gold in our reserve, motherfucker. That's right. We also buying all the uranium out there in Afghanistan, motherfucker. And there's nothing you can do about it. No, there's nothing you can do about it. Because the communist government of China is not going nowhere, motherfucker. You don't know nothing, Ghost. I'm telling you, the communist government of China still own your debt, motherfucker. We still own a lot of your debt, motherfucker. So you, communist government of China, you better respect us. You better respect us, motherfucker. I tell you this now, I tell you again. We're taking a yeast. We're taking a yeast of all the capitalist army members. We're taking a yeast of all the people that listen to your broadcast, motherfucker. And when we take over your country, we're going to put all those motherfuckers into re-education camp. I tell you right now, we got a yeast. And we're going to put all you capitalist motherfucker into a re-education camp. And you want to know why we do what we do? Do you want to know why we do what we do? We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. Oh no. Oh no, my stomach hurt. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, bad egg roll. Oh no. I got nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much. All right, get this idiot up. Get him off my goddamn freaking line here. Get him off my show. Good God, man. I'm telling you this right now. I mean, unfortunately, folks, my apologies. We have to give a rebuttal to a representative of the Communist government of China, and that's the only reason why I have to do this. I mean, we are broadcasted within the borders of the Communist government of China, so this is what we got to do. All right? This is what we got to do. Anyway, where the hell was I, engineer? Oh, yeah, I was talking about China. Well, let's get off China here. Now that, we've had the representative of the Communist government of China give his rebuttal, let's go ahead and move on with the broadcast so we can go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti. I want to talk a little bit about the new president of the Philippines. I'm talking about Rodrigo Duterte, whatever the hell his name is. And look, I've been highly critical of this man and his anti-drug campaign. And for you folks that are unaware, he has legalized, all right? He has utterly legalized the killing of drug dealers. So if you happen to have seen a drug deal going down in the Philippines, it is now legal for you to just go out and kill these people. I'm not joking around, all right? And this has obviously gotten a lot of heat from the international community, Amnesty International, the United Nations, the World Court. I mean, there's a lot of people that are not necessarily down with Rodrigo Duterte's anti-drug campaign, all right? I mean, he's literally made it legal to kill drug dealers, all right?
I mean, literally has made it legal to kill drug dealers, for Christ's sake, man. 3,000 people has already been left dead in his short tenure as president. Now, I was highly critical of his anti-drug campaign, and I thought that it was very inhumane. I thought it was very, very irresponsible of a leader to just go ahead and just make it legal to kill people. But I recently saw Rodrigo Duarte in an interview, and, you know, he put it in economic terms, which, of course, when you talk to me about economics, when you talk to me about capitalism, I'll listen. You know what I mean? That rings well to me. And Duarte says that, listen, we've got a huge drug problem in the Philippines, and he articulated this very well. I didn't realize how well he knew English. He said, listen, we've got a humongous drug problem, and they've already said that it's an estimated $2 trillion to help these people wean themselves off drugs, $2 trillion to try to rehabilitate these people, $2 trillion this and that. And he said, listen, we're a poor country. We're never going to get that money. He's like, we're never going to get $2 trillion. And even if we did get $2 trillion, we're not going to go out and spend it on a bunch of drug addict poo butts out here. I mean, why even... And then listen, I thought it was very well articulated. I'm sorry. I mean, it's a newfound respect. I know I've been very critical of Duarte, but, man, when you put it in that sense that, you know, it's going to take $2 trillion to remedy the horrific drug problem that's happening in the Philippines, and it's a very poor country, folks. I mean, the Philippines is a very poor country. They will never see $2 trillion, and if they did, they would want to build their infrastructure. They want to build their cities. They'd want to build their community. They wouldn't want to spend it on a bunch of dope heads.
When you don't go to geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Anyway, folks, I thought it was a very well articulated reasoning on why he enacted this particular anti-drug campaign in which he legalized killing drug dealers. And the reason that he said that he wants to do this is to, first of all, not clog up the justice system with a bunch of drug dealers that are just going to go in and out of the system anyway. And moreover, he said to the police, and look, he's already implemented this policy in one city in the Philippines. He was a mayor of this one city. That's why he was elected president, because that city is so safe that women could walk the streets at night and not be harassed, not be messed with, not be accosted or assaulted. And literally that's what Rodrigo is really trying to go after. Now, listen, he articulated this very, very well. I mean, when you speak economics, it makes perfect sense. I mean, $2 trillion to try to remedy the drug problem in the Philippines, they're never going to see $2 trillion, man. So why not just nip it in the bud? Newfound respect for Rodrigo Duarte, even though I think it's a little harsh. Even though I think that, you know, shoot-to-kill kind of crap is really, really, you know, walking a fine line. But then again, at the same time, when you're a leader of a poor country, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're just going to let the problem continue going? You're going to pretend to spend money on the problem, depriving the working people of your country a right to have a decent civil society? There's a newfound respect for Duarte. I'm going to say that to say the least, all right? I mean, I'm a wait and see attitude now to Duarte. All right? I'm gonna wait and see attitude with this guy. Anyway, folks, last but not least, folks, ISIS is now manufacturing weapons, folks. Thanks, Obama. New report coming out today, folks, that ISIS is manufacturing weapons, and they're basically getting all the parts from the manufacturers in Turkey. And they have no problem, the manufacturers in Turkey, selling them bulk gun and ammunition and other type of artillery hardware so that they can go ahead and just create weapons. I mean, they're in the weapons manufacturing business, for heaven's sake. You know what I mean? I'm not joking. They're in the weapons manufacturing business. So now they're, what were they, freaking Smith & Wesson now? I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, if you don't think that this was CIA operated at this point in time, I mean, give me a break. A bunch of wild Yehudis that want to live in the 8th century, that want to have this warped fundamentalist perspective of Islam all of a sudden now are in the freaking manufacturing gun business. I mean, get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. And look, I don't want to spend too much time on the subject matter, but I do want to emphasize that ISIS was a creation of this administration, all right? General Michael T. Flynn said this many times in many different interviews, that Obama made a conscious decision to arm, train, and fund ISIS. All right? And, of course, the organization and agency used to do that was none other than the CIA. And now we're shocked that ISIS is now manufacturing weapons. How the hell did they learn how to manufacture weapons? How the hell did they learn how to put together weapons? They were trained by the CIA, man. Wake the hell up, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, listen, I want to spend about 5-10 minutes here and talk a little bit about something here. Because, listen, I made a little bit of a diatribe yesterday about how 1 in 6 people are taking psychotropic drugs, and listen, that's a unbelievable number. 1 in 6 Americans taking psychotropic drugs, and I talked about how that could be a contributing factor on why we have an attention span that is pretty much non-existent anymore, why a lot of people are living in space cadet land, why a lot of people can't cognitively interpret things properly, why you've got all kinds of different problems happening socially, communication-wise between people, so on and so forth. I think a contributing factor to this is the psychotropic drugs. Now, I got a lot of response from people that they don't want to take the psychotropic drugs, or the psychotropic drugs, excuse me. They don't want to take the psychotropic drugs, but they're depressed. And they don't know how to get rid of this depression outside the psychotropic drugs. And I posed this yesterday. I'm going to pose it to you again. Don't you think it's the psychotropic drugs themselves that are reprogramming your head on a cellular basis to have you have these weird thoughts about depression and suicide and how you're nothing and how you're nobody and this and that? I mean, I talked about a supposed antidepressant pill that's supposed to get rid of your depression, but you may be a compulsive gambler after it. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, what kind of goddamn chemistry are they doing to your head when you pop a goddamn pill and, yeah, your depression's gone, but you want to roll everything on the craps table, for Christ's sake, man? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, listen. I want to talk a little bit about depression because I don't think people know what the hell that is. Nor do I think that it really even exists. Okay? Now, I know that there are people that are feeling suicidal. I know that there are a lot of people that feel this way, so on and so forth. If you're taking psychotropic drugs, that's probably the contributing factor. But if you're not, and you're still thinking suicidal thoughts and that sort of thing, you're nothing more than a spoiled brat. I'm sorry. All right? I mean, this pisses me off just thinking about it, okay? You ungrateful twats. This world was not meant for you to have everything go your effing way. And you see, that's the problem with a lot of you idiots out here that are, trying to say that, oh, I'm depressed and I just don't know my depression and I'm depressed. Listen, when you start realizing that not everything is going to go your effing way, then maybe you will have a new outlook on life instead of thinking that, oh, I'm so depressed. And what does it go back to, folks? I, me, my, I, me, my. That's all it is, man. You're self-absorbed in bad lighting. And listen, you think anything is living a happy life in this realm? I mean, think about this for a second. I mean, think about the most purest little animal, like a squirrel. You think that squirrel's happy? You think that squirrel is living a great utopia life? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it get like a little nut or an acorn, for Christ's sake, and it's eating? It eats, and it's like looking around everywhere. It's looking over both shoulders. I mean, it's the most paranoid little creature on the planet, for Christ's sake, man. And does that squirrel have the squirrel shrink to go to and say, it's really tough out there. I'm a little squirrel. I'm just trying to get a nut here. And everywhere I look, there's these bigger creatures than me. And I think they're out to get me. And then I got to worry about these flying, these little flying creatures coming up and snagging me like they snagged my friend Billy. And I'm just tired of it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. What am I supposed to do?
Take 2 of these and call me in a week.
I mean, give me a break, man. Wake up! I'm serious. Wake up, man. Nothing in this world is living a happy life. I mean, why do you think they put it in the Constitution that you have the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Because I don't think people understand what the hell happiness means. It's a fictitious word. It doesn't exist, all right? I mean, there is no emotion of happy. You understand what I'm saying? There is no emotion of happy. It's a figurative perception. You understand that? It's one of those things that are like, you know what, I'm pretty happy right now. Yeah. It's not an emotion. It's not like anger. It's not like fear. It's not like pleasure. You understand that? It's a fictitious emotion. And you see, because we have this, I'm sorry, the Declaration of Independence, not the Constitution. My apologies. Sorry. Look, I'm thinking a lot here, all right? My time's running out, too, for Christ's sake. By the way, the pursuit of happiness, I mean, that's a very, very good thing to kind of stop and kind of think about for a second. Because no one is promised happiness. It's not even promised to you in the Declaration of Independence, man. It's not even promised to you. They promise you to pursue it. If you want to pursue the pursuit of happiness, but there is no such thing as happy. You understand? There is no such thing. I mean, why do you think these stars that make millions of dollars and got all the fame, got all the chicks, got everything, and they're not happy? Look at Kanye West. That's one of the most unhappiest sons of bitches out there, and this guy's got everything. Nobody's happy, man. God damn it. Wake up, you ungrateful little selfish twats. Jesus Christ, man. I'm serious. I mean, listen to me. No one cares. I mean, unless you have parents, and let me tell you, if your parents are the ones condoning this crap of you being depressed and, oh, poor baby, my baby, he's depressed, my baby, let's send him to the shrink, my baby, then they are condoning this so that they can make themselves feel better. And because they're making themselves feel better, they're hurting you in the long run. Because I am witnessing this firsthand, folks, all right? I mean, these kids that are coming out the pike here, that are in the age ranges of 15 to about 28, all right? I'm serious. I mean, these kids all believe that everything's supposed to go their way, and if it doesn't, that they're depressed. If it doesn't, then the world's over. If it doesn't, I'm going to kill myself. If it doesn't, I can't live anymore, and I'm going to have a meltdown, and, I'm depressed, and me, my, I. Give me a break. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of this whole depression nonsense. And listen, I'm not trying to say that things like psychosomatic symptoms from stress doesn't come about. I mean, I believe in stress. Stress is one of the biggest killers in the world at this point in time. Going through too much stress. I mean, I personally witnessed that a few months back when I had to go to the hospital because I thought I was having a damn heart attack. Lo and behold, all I am is having anxiety. It's stress. I'm not depressed, though. And then I know people are tweeting at me, oh, but Ghost, you always say, oh, but I'm depressed. Hey, it's a freaking word, ass crack, all right? I'm not out here popping Prozac pills or popping any kind of freaking psychotropic drug because I'm not happy. I'm depressed. I mean, let me tell you something. If you're depressed, then you need to look at yourself in the mirror and understand what the hell is wrong with me, all right? And then you need to talk to yourself and you need to ask yourself, what do you want? What is it that you truly want in your life? What is it that you truly want in your life? And then once you figure that out, then do something to do it. Do something to make it happen. Do something to conjure it up into reality, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm tired of this depression nonsense. Oh, I'm depressed. I'm just so depressed. I mean, unless you went through some tragic incident and, you saw your family get murdered or, something weird like that, then, okay, I understand. You may be a little depressed, okay? I get it. But, folks, the reason most people think they're depressed is because things aren't going their effing way. And that's all there is to it. Things are not going their effing way. And notice how depression doesn't really seem to be prevalent or any of these other psychotic episodes, with the exception of psychosis and other brain damage type of psychological ailments. You don't see these types of things in third world countries. You want to know why? They're too busy trying to eat. They're too busy trying to clothe themselves. They're too busy trying to survive. They don't get enough time to be like, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Jesus Christ, I'm depressed. Why don't you do something? Why don't you become a capitalist and make yourself not depressed, you sorry sack of crap? Huh? Why don't you go out there and work your ass off? If you have no goddamn creativity or innovation, why don't you go work your ass off, and then when your time off, why don't you go buy yourself some happiness, you stupid sack of crap, and stop being such a lazy brat? I'm serious. I'm not joking around. I mean, why don't you do something to make yourself happy instead of, me, my, I. Nothing happens to me. Nothing happens to me. And what have I told you, stupid morons? If you believe that you're going to go through life thinking things are going to happen to you, you are setting yourself up for habitual lifetime disappointment. Because the difference between capitalists and the difference between those that aren't are capitalists make things happen. Do you understand that? Capitalists go out and make things happen. We don't wait for things to happen to us. We go out and we make things happen. We make things happen. So anyway, for all you folks that want to hop on this depression, I'm depressed, poor me, my, I, do not approach me with it. I'm sorry. I'm not very compassionate to mental problems. I'm sorry. I'm really not. I mean, unless you're completely bombed out of your mind and you're schizophrenic or you're hearing voices or something of that capacity. But as far as depression and poor me and I need Prozac and I feel sad and shove it up your depressed ass, all right? I'm serious. I hate hearing people saying that I'm depressed and don't come up to me for that kind of stuff. I'm serious. Don't come up to me saying, I'm depressed and I don't know. I'm not a very compassionate person when it comes to these types of things. I'm sorry. All right? I'm serious. I'm not joking. So when, you come at me, I'm depressed and me, my, I, I'm not going to be very responsive because you know what? I could be depressed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me tell you something, folks. And look, I'm going to get to radio graffiti in a second. You know what my parents did to me? They threw me out in the street and said, hey, go make something of yourself, Ghost. There you go. There you go. You're old enough to go out there. Go make something of yourself, boy. And what was I supposed to do? Huh? Be depressed? Oh, my mommy and my daddy, they just left me. They just threw me out. I don't know what to do. I mean, was I supposed to do that? Huh? Was I supposed to feel sorry for myself? Was I supposed to be like, oh, poor me? I'm so ashamed, and poor me. No, you know what I did, you sorry sacks of crap? I knew that the world is nothing more than a cruel place. And the only way that you're going to get ahead in life is if you embrace the obstacles and conquer them and overtake them. And not let the obstacles overtake you. And let me tell you something. When you base your whole goddamn life on that premise, you're stronger than anything that you could ever imagine. When you understand that life is going to kick you in the ass every single day of your life, then you need to realize that you're going to get ready to get up and conquer the son of a bitch. And you're not going to make excuses. You're not going to cry. You're not going to piss and moan. You're not going to call for mommy or daddy, for Christ's sake. And I'm telling you, a lot of your goddamn parents are doing you a disservice by perpetually taking care of your brat asses, man. I wasn't out here, poor me, my mommy, my daddy. They didn't take care of me. They didn't give me my freaking college scholarship. They didn't have a college fund for me. They didn't have a business for me. My parents didn't leave me dick. Do you understand that? But am I sitting here pissing and moaning about it? Am I sitting here saying I'm depressed? No. You know what I did? I looked at myself in the mirror one day and say, listen, what are you going to do, Ghost? What are you going to do? What, are you going to piss and moan? You're going to cry? Hey, you don't get that, Ghost. You understand that? You don't get the parents that are going to sit here and coddle your ass and give you a scholar or a college fund and that are going to go out and give you some business or some nest egg. You don't get that. So stop thinking about it and move forward. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, Ghost, what do you want? What do you want in life? And a long time ago, I said, listen to me, I want to be an independent businessman. I want to be an independent businessman. I don't want to work for anybody because I know how to make money. I know what finance is about. I mean, when I was in school, I wasn't just sitting back, waxing my carrot, partaking in mischief. I was actually going out, I was reading. I was looking at the boob tube. I was absorbing. I learned. I didn't just sit around thinking that I was just going to be mesmerized by entertainment, for Christ's sake. So as I stated, folks, all right, I'm not bitching or complaining. As a matter of fact, I actually think my mom and dad did a pretty good job kicking me out there into the world when I was old enough to go ahead and do so. Because if it hadn't have been for that, I wouldn't be the man I am today. If my mom and dad would have just coddled my ass and said, oh, Ghost, are you okay? You want us to get you some college money for? Here you go. Oh, you're out of college now? You can't get yourself a job? Well, come on over here, Ghost. We'll go ahead and put you on the damn couch over here. You can stay with us as long as you want. Oh, Ghost, what's wrong? You can't feed yourself? Don't worry. You can go ahead and feed yourself out of my... I mean, are you kidding me? I would be a piece of trash right now if my mom and my dad treated me like most of your parents are treating you. Your parents are giving you a disservice. They're doing you a disservice by spoiling you rotten, and that's why you idiots, with all due respect, are falling back on, oh, I'm depressed. I'm not happy. I hate myself. I mean, you're not even paying for anything. You know what I mean? You understand? You're not even paying for garbage. You're not paying for anything. Do you know what it's like? Every month. I mean, I wish that you dumb little brats out there that are so depressed really understood what pressure is, all right? I mean, I've been in pressure points, folks, many years back, of course. But I've been in pressure in my life where I literally had, I was minus $200 or $300 so that I could pay rent or I could eat or I could sustain myself. And you know what I did? Instead of just, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I went out and hustled, baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? I went out and sold things. I went out and see if people wanted work, people needed work, people wanted, I'm not joking, man. I did not accept anything as, oh, I guess that's it. Oh, I guess I'm just handed this bad path of bad luck, and I'm just going to accept it. I don't accept it. You understand that? I don't accept bad luck. I don't accept what life throws at me, for Christ's sake.
When you don't go to geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
When you don't go to geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Anyway, folks, look, I'm sorry for going off keister here, but the bottom line is this, listen to me. There ain't no such thing as depression. You're just a spoiled brat, all right? You're just a spoiled effing brat. And to be honest with you, what you folks really need is a good humble pie of ass kicking. Because your mom and dad coddled you stupid little brats for a long time, and you just need a good ass kicking. You need a reality check into humble humility. And once you realize that you are nothing more than a speck of sand in a sea of a population of over 7 billion people, and realize that your little stupid problems are insignificant to the world as a whole, for Christ's sake, then you start realizing that, what the hell am I depressed about? I'm just nothing more than a speck of sand in a sea full of 7 billion plus people. I mean, seriously. For you to be depressed, that means that you are special. You know that? That you are special, and for whatever reason, your special ass isn't getting something that you believe that you are entitled to. That's what depression is, folks. That's all it is. Your dumb, stupid, entitled ass believes that you're special and that you are entitled to something that, I don't know, fate is supposed to give you, people are supposed to give you, society is supposed to give you, your mommy's supposed to give you. I don't know. I don't know who you think is supposed to give you this crap. But I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of, listen to me, I'm sorry. Look, I know I'm going off keister here. I'm just really sick of hearing these kids and these young people saying, I'm depressed and I'm not a very compassionate person when it comes to that, folks. I'm not. Hey, I expect the world to screw me. And when you go into life, confronting life in that perspective, then you don't have anything to worry about. If you expect the world to screw you, then that means that you have to be prepared to screw the world and fight back. Not just sit there and take it like some stupid, obnoxious little crybaby that expects that somebody's supposed to coddle your ass and pamper your ass and expect them to be like, oh, you want me to give you all the answers? Oh, here it is. That's not how life is, you ungrateful pricks. Anyway, folks, look, that's about it for me. Let me go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radio graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 563-999-3791. And when I call on your area code, you got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this radio graffiti. And look, my apologies, folks, for going overtime on talking about depression and talking about psychotropic drugs. But I feel it's a very important issue, and I think that there's a lot of people out there that think they're depressed. With all due respect, you're just a spoiled brat. All right, you're just a spoiled little brat that thinks you're special, but you're not effing special. All right, I'm not effing special. And if anybody thinks I'm effing special, it's because of the content of my character, not because I think I think I'm special. Do you get that? The only thing that makes you special is if you offer someone else something that they can't get elsewhere. That's what makes you special. All right? Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and that's Radio Graffiti. And before I get to Radio Graffiti, once again, folks, we've got the Christmas card and the Bonafide Capitalist Ghost autograph for sale right now. Type in your web browser, ghost.market. That's ghost.market. Type that in your web browser, and both these products are going to be gone by Friday. So get them while you can, folks. Once again, both of these are going to be in envelopes, personalized envelopes, folks, so they're going to get to you. Moreover, folks, they're going to be numbered, all right? Well, at least the Bonafide Capitalist is going to be numbered. The Christmas card isn't, all right? I mean, it's just a general Christmas card. That's why it's like $6, free shipping. And it's going to have a picture of yours truly, Mrs. Ghost, the engineer, and Templeton. We're going to have the Christmas party tomorrow, and we're all going to take the picture. And then once we take the picture, we're going to pull down the products on Friday, and that'll be it for that. Anyway, do we got any freaking Radio Graffiti calls, engineer? Well, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti right now. All right, who do we got here? How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti?
It's about time for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about
Comet Pizza. All right, who do we got here? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hello. Shut up.
I'm looking at all these
Cameras.
of a little girl taped down to a table. What was that, like, murder room that you had pictured there? No, you son of a bitch. Damn it. I'm telling you, people make me sick. You make me... That's not funny, man. I'm telling you, man, anybody who finds any kind of goddamn humor in pedophilia should be death sentence. That's all I'm saying, all right? That's all I'm saying. Give me my mic. Give me the mic. I'm not joking. Anybody who makes fun of pedophilia, death sentence. I'm not joking around, man. I'm not kidding. Anybody who partakes in pedophilia, thinks it's funny, thinks it's humorous, thinks it's good to watch, anything of that capacity, death sentence, man. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
I hate Christmas. I'm the Grinch. I'm the freaking Grinch.
Who is this?
No. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Get away. I'm armed. Get away. Get away. Go away. Go away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
Man, that's not funny, man. That's not fun. I would never do something of that nature. And, you idiots making these splices about me, I wouldn't be surprised if people actually sit here and try to believe that that's to some capacity true or something. I don't appreciate that one bit, man. I mean, look, whatever. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Love to be the answer of all you keep in here with you. What a beautiful dream.
Oh, Jesus Christ, with this African booty scratcher, shove it up your ass, please. Shove it up your ass. Jesus Christ. 706, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. I'm sorry to interrupt for a second. Are you going to have any regular calls tomorrow? Because I wasn't in it for Radio Graffiti. I had to talk to you about a few things.
Oh, yeah, we'll have some regular calls tomorrow. I'll make sure to go ahead and put some calls. I mean, there's just too much stuff to talk about today, man. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff on the agenda, and we got to make sure that these ideas are conveyed and that people can relay those ideas, and that's why we are the new media, folks. We are the new media. So I'll go ahead and make sure to, get some call-in time tomorrow, and, of course, Baller Friday as well. How about 915, Radio Graffiti? What kind of a fruity-ass song was that? Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Prankster Pinkie Pie Radio Graffiti. Hey,
Wait, you don't know what a dating simulation game is? Please. Dating simulation games are basically these games where you try to fucking date anime characters, sometimes normal characters, and sometimes you try to date fucking animals. Straight up fucking animals, dude. What a savage. I think it's not like straight animals. I think most of the time it's like half animal, half humans, like the fur.
Yeah, that's just great. All right, that's just great, you sick son of a bitch. All right, but this is America, you know. This is America. Thanks, feminism, for turning our goddamn males into a bunch of fruit bowls that are considering, multi-species at this point in time. Thanks a lot. 443 Radio Graffiti.
Capitalist Radio. Fuck it, graffiti! I am going to roll great snake in the minefield. And then right from the beginning, boom, boom, but it starts shooting his body parts with sound under me.
Yeah, you know what? We can't even understand that with that stupid Obama phone, for heaven's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Oh, my God, it's been too long. How are you, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's about time we finally get to you, man. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. I tried to go through Anonymouses to try to get to you. How you doing, Distillin'?
Yeah, good, man, good. Just wanted to talk about the weather out here, man. We've had fires and all sorts of shit, but we've finally got some rain today, man. I think the firefighters have finally got some reprieve.
That's right. You're actually witnessing your summers out there, and from what I understand, I have a lot of folks that listen to the broadcast in Australia. It's gotten ridiculously hot.
Well, in my neck of the woods, it's been 43 degrees, which in your sort of terms is 110 Fahrenheit. So it's been ridiculous.
110 Fahrenheit, man. That's good God. You could probably cook an egg out there.
Yeah, we actually had one bloke do that on the back of his truck. But, yeah, keep up the show, man. I am listening, although I am trying to work at the same time. So, yeah, look after yourself, bud, and I hope all's well.
Hey, everything is well. I hope it is well for you, man. I know that you're a hustler out there in Australia. You got 2 jobs. You're kicking ass and making lots of money. Cheers to you, man. I hope that you're doing well as well. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
Let's go, Roy. Into the news.
I have no idea what the hell that was supposed to be, for Christ's sake. I mean, what in the hell is that supposed to be, really? Jesus Christ. How about 808 Radio Graffiti?
Yo, Ghost, Cooney Capitalist here, man.
Hey, what's going on, Kahuna, man? How you been?
I'm doing fine, man. I actually do got a story to correlate with your whole depression thing that's been going on around here.
All right, go ahead. What's going on?
No, I sent you the message about this one bloke a while back when I was working at that one job with the bulldozing and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. The boss man hired him, and he came to the job, all right? Little guy came to the job. We're off the bat wearing this pink shirt. And, that one already rang red flags for me, but, I was like, whatever. The guy,
wait a minute. Hold on. A guy comes on to, like, a construction site to work there with a pink shirt?
Pink shirt.
Oh, my God. So what happened?
Oh, it gets worse. Sorry. But anyway, though, while we're working, the dumbass only did, like, short stuff and everything, and he's mostly fucking sitting over there with his phone. The boss man, boss is pretty nice, at least. He actually told the guy, get back to work. You know what he did? He went back in the freaking construction area and starts to cry.
Oh, no way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And then right in the day after, he actually called the boss asking if he can get the money already because it's to work at that time.
Oh, my God. Give me a break. Hey, you know what? Thank you very much for that story, Kahuna. But hey, that just underscores the fruit bowl America that we're living in, the absolute pussification. The absolute utter pussification of the American male that I've been saying was being implemented, that is implemented. Now we've got guys that are being hired for construction, going to construction jobs with freaking pink shirts on. That's just great. That's just great. How about anonymous radio graffiti?
Mozzarella and anchovy. I like pizza with salami, eggs and cheese and oregano. I like pizza with tomato. I like pizza. I like pizza, pepperoni, mozzarella, and
You know what? Where do y'all find this sick crap? Where do y'all find this sick garbage, man? Good God. Anonymous radio graffiti.
This is a recording of a young Muslim child now going by the name of Ghost Lur, right before his life was taken away from him by U.S. military soldier Captain Howdy.
Snagging me like they snagged my friend Billy, and I'm just tired of it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm just a squirrel trying to get
What the hell was that supposed to be? Seriously, what in the blue hell was that supposed to be? 727 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, this is Flutter Guy. Listen, I don't want to sound rude or anything, but lately you've been very hard to masturbate to.
Yeah, you know what? Who really gives a crap? I hope that you freaking get injected with cancer of the prick, all right? 72, oh, no, you don't even have your hand up, for Christ's sake. Hold on just a second. Let me go to somebody who has her hand up. How about anonymous Radio Graffiti? Prankster Pinky Pie. No, you know we're not. You've already been called on. You don't need another freaking go at it, for Christ's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
You drink from a slumber to the sound of a blood-curdling scream. You open your
Damn it! Shove that stupid, dumb idiot recording up your African booty scratching ass. Good God. 435 Radio Graffiti.
Yo, Murder Feast.
What is it, Pickles? I'm busy.
Well, I found this douchebag named Ghost on the internet.
All right, I'll check him out on the internet. Just leave me alone. Pickles, let me ask you a question.
All right, go ahead.
What in the flying is this? Oh, yeah, that's going to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, quote unquote. Every time I hear him go off top, it makes me want to f***ing puke. And don't get me started on any serious facts either. Oh.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really give a crap, all right? You know what? You take what I give you and like it, all right? You take what I broadcast and like it. Nobody asked for your goddamn opinion, boy. 954 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I just wanted to let you and everyone know that I will soon be selling SurgeRadio.org merch on SurgeRadio.org.
Yeah, okay, we get it. DDoS that. We got it. How about 732 Radio Graffiti?
What's going on, Ghost? I was wondering if you heard about the new federal regulation of CBD oil, which is a derivative of cannabis, and they're trying to make it illegal, Schedule 1, just like heroin.
Well, that's pretty ridiculous because from what I understand, cannabis oil is possibly the cure, or if not the cure, at least a supplemental, medicinal type of supplement for cancer and AIDS patients. So, you know, I mean, I personally witnessed people who have consumed cannabis oil literally go from, you know, in the deathbed in the hospital to actually taking down and keeping down food and that sort of thing. So, you know, I think it's a shame if that's true. I'm not really sure about that particular law. So, I mean, hopefully it isn't, but, you know, it doesn't surprise me one bit, for Christ's sake. The pharmaceuticals want to keep their dominance, and that's just what they do. How about 352 Radio Graffiti?
In our town, we don't masturbate. Oh, hell, I'm getting the hell out of here. Fuck it, commies.
Oh, Jesus Christ, for Christ's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Some of you may have remembered on the 398th episode when a certain collab splice calling for the banning of all bronies in America was stolen.
Unfortunately, you have a freaking stupid dumbass Obama phone, and you can't even freaking get the goddamn voice packets up to the freaking server. Stop trying to call me from a 386SX, all right, boy? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Listen to me, just. You feel lonely and cold.
You shut up with this idiot, for Christ's sake. How about 210, Radio Graffiti?
Lebron, Allen Iverson. Can I get a shoe named after a white man, please? Gentlemen, not in the zebra shirt. Can I get a Bruce Jenner snake out? Get over this bullshit.
We can't understand you with your freaking Obama phone, for Christ's sake, man. What the hell's up with all these Obama phones, for Christ's sake? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
I'm totally gay for America. I'm totally gay for the U.S. of A. From the east to the west, from the north to the south. I'd gladly bend down and take Florida in my mouth. I'd come kiss Mount Rushmore and drop my pants to my waist. Then take the Washington Monument all the way to its base.
Oh, man, are you kidding me? Who wrote that crap? Who was the sick, twisted son of a bitch who wrote something like that?
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Oh, God. Anonymous, Radio Damn Graffiti. I was going to give him 30%, but I only gave him 20%. All right? And that's fair, right, engineer? Right? That's fair. Fuck you. You son of a bitch. Shut up, all right? Just shut up. Good God, man. Look, I think we got Trumpin' Capitalist on here. He wants to say something. Trumpin', you there?
Hey, Ghost. How you doing this evening?
What's going on, man? What you got to say?
I wanted to talk about your stance on depression and everything. Now, first and foremost, I mean, you're somewhat right about, people being, depressed because they don't get what they want. But there are some of us, like myself, who have experienced a lot of hardships over the course of my life, and I really wanted to say my stance on it, if I could.
Okay, hold on just 1 second. Before you do, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18 years old, so you've barely lived any kind of life whatsoever, and the life that you have lived, you don't even know what real problems are, with all due respect, unless, you maybe have been, violated when you were a child, or you were physically abused. And even if that's the case,
the second one, you
can't.
The second one is true. The second one
What's
you
that?
just said is true.
Well, listen, you cannot use that as a crutch, as a means and a reason why you are not progressing in your life. I mean, listen, Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, was dumped off in an orphanage. All right, he was bounced around orphanages and beat up. I mean, you can only imagine what he went through, and was adopted by a foster family when he was a teenager, and that foster family ran a small diner. And it was his ambition from watching and gaining a trade from working in this diner that spawned him to be Dave Thomas, the guy that not only helped Colonel Sanders create KFC, but the man who also created Wendy's. All right? I mean, listen, Trumpin, I understand what you're saying, that, hey, look, poor me, I got abused, I got this, I got that. Everybody has a sad story, man. Everybody has a sad story, and there's always one even more tougher than yours. And with all due respect, you're only 18 years old. So that means you've got a whole life ahead of you to be able to recoup any kind of lost childhood, any abuse that you've taken, that sort of thing. I mean, 18 is nothing. You can't even buy alcohol yet. So, I mean, for you to suggest that, no, listen to me, for you to suggest that, you know, you've had such a hard life and it's bad and I'm depressed, I mean, I just think that's a fallacy, with all due respect, Trumpin, because you're only 18 years old. You haven't even experienced life. You want to know what real pressure is, Trumpin? Real pressure is when your bill is $200 and you only got $100 in your pocket. That's true pressure, all right? That's when, you know, you could say, oh, Jesus, I'm depressed. I can't pay my bills. I can't feed my family. My wife doesn't like me because I lost my job, that sort of thing. So, you know, you choose the path that you want to choose. And in my personal opinion, from you trying to defend your perspective of depression, it sounds to me that there's probably people condoning you on your side that are enabling you to believe this. Am I wrong?
No, you're definitely not wrong. I mean, but I just wanted to talk about why exactly I'm one of those people that are not a spoiled brat, like you said. Like you said, most people who are depressed are spoiled brats because of that.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You got a computer? Do you have gaming systems?
I don't have gaming systems. My PC is my gaming system.
Okay, well, you're a PC gamer, okay. So that means you've got a comparable PC to be able to handle the graphics necessary to be able to play games. Am I correct?
Definitely.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how you're not a spoiled brat, with all due respect. Did you pay for that?
I put some money into it, yes.
Yeah, some money. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Trump. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, you got to keep things into perspective. I'm not trying to badger you, but you got to keep things into perspective. I mean, there's kids out here that don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I mean, let me tell you what I do during Christmas Day, and I know this is a shock to folks. I actually go and try to help orphanages, you know, during the Christmas time to be able to pass out small gifts to these kids. And these kids are the ones that have the problem. They have no parents that want them. Their parents hate them. They're being thrown around into orphanages, and yet when you give them something as simple as a very, very minuscule toy, these kids, their faces light up. Happiness is truly in their eyes. And with all due respect, Trumpin, man, you're able to be on the internet. You've got a connection. You game. You know, you're living with somebody who loves you that allows you to stay with them. I don't understand where, you know, the abuse and the bad time in life and what you're trying to justify as a means of your depression. I don't see it, man.
Well, I wanted to explain that. And I know we don't have a lot of time left, but I wanted to briefly touch it. I mean, when I'm at work or when I'm at school, I mean, I am constantly intimidated. I am constantly bullied for whatever reason, whether it be religion, whether it be my political views, whether it be how I work or my weight. And honestly, you know, it's been going on for years. It's been going on for years.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had
Trumpet. Everybody goes through that, man. Everybody gets bullied. I mean, that's life. Life is about people throwing dominance on other people. I mean, that's just the sociality of politics, of being social. I mean, you know, what you need to do is try to figure out what it is within inside of you to make yourself a more comparable person in such scenarios, instead of trying to, with all due respect, give yourself excuse that you're timid and you're scared and that sort of thing. I mean, you need to figure out what it takes necessary for you to be able to gain some respect in crowds that don't give you the proper respect necessary that obviously is affecting you. But no one's going to be able to change what people view as you besides you, man. And the only way to do that is to, first of all, brush your shoulders off with depression, look at yourself in the mirror, and figure out what kind of a person you want to be, sir.
I know that depression is a very loose term. It's thrown around a lot. But I know your depression, your term of depression and my terms of depression are completely different. But
yeah, okay, listen, I'm sorry, Trump, and I don't have much time, as you stated, but I don't believe the depression. All right, I don't believe that, especially someone like you that's gotten accorded a family, friends, you got a computer, you got everything, you got a roof over your head, you got food in your belly. I don't think you really know what true depression is, with all due respect. We can debate it probably tomorrow or the day after. Anyway, folks, I am out of here. I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow me on Twitter. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And like I said, folks, go to ghost.market right now in your web address browser and buy either the Christmas card or the Pontified Capitalist autograph. They will be taken down Friday. I am out of here. Long live the capitalist army, baby. I'm out of here. You better be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, baby. I am out.